Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try to run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on the midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song, in the old neighborhood. As the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam. As the world moves on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as the world moves on, some are still stuck in the past. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Afridamus. Welcome to the Afridamus Report. I want to welcome all of you to the Afridamus Report. This is another edition. It's Debate News. We are going to tackle how Dr. Umar exposed FBA as a real hate group. And I've been telling you guys this. Have you ever heard of the phrase, the hate that hate produces? You become what you hate. That's what FBA have become. They are the KKK. You see, the way the KKK was going around picking on the blacks as the weak link, as the weak group. They're picking on weak group. That's what they've become. But there's a saying in Mandinka. You guys will know this, but I'll translate. They said, meaning the bird that you can eat with its beak is not mansa dibongo. There's a type of bird. It doesn't matter how big and great the animal is. They cannot swallow that bird with its beak. Meaning, we are the wrong one. So they've become the worst type of hate group in America. And this hate is directed at who? Africans. Because you see, they think that Africans are a small minority and a weak group. They've been talking about Africans for so long, nobody is responding to them. People ignore them. They continue and the hate just kept spreading. So this is why the conversation with Dr. Umar, you guys will see this debate, and it's very, very interesting. And if you notice, they have all this smoke for Africans, but you will never see them come to an African show like this and try to challenge or let us know how they feel. But I'm here to show you, and Africans, you got to take this serious. Like these people are worse than the KKK. They are filled with hate. And Dr. Umar is going to, unveil that here, because a lot of the things that I used to tell you guys, people did not see it. You're like, no, we're creating divide. No, 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 no. These people are super duper haters. You have to understand, like, all the different things they give as excuse. When somebody is giving themselves excuse as to why they're supposed to hate you, you better believe them. That individual is a true hater because you have nothing to do with them, right? Number one, they used to say, oh, yeah, the Africans, they stay away from us. That's what they were saying. Why would you hate somebody that you say you are not the same as? If they stay away from you, why would you hate them for that? And also, Africans are not like, do you know, amongst all the immigrants that come here to America, Africans are the smallest number that comes here to the United States. But why are they fixated on Africans? Why? So all their lies, is directed at Africans because they think, it's coming from a place of hatred and jealousy. They try to, make it seem like, oh, they are in a competition with you. Oh, you are here to take free stuff. No, 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 no. You have created that fight for yourself. Okay? If you want the free stuff, you go get that from the white people. Africans are here to work. That's what they are here to do. They are not here to take from you. And another minute, they are like, oh, why aren't you our allies? But you said you built this country. You are already here. You guys have a spending power of like almost 2 trillion. 2 trillion. You can, if you had consolidated that and you have you got things going on, the least group here, which is the Africans, you wouldn't even see Africans at all. You wouldn't see Africans because you would be too busy doing your own thing, just living your life. But now, just like the KKK in the past, how they blamed all their failures on the blacks, now they are using the same tactic to try to put that hate on Africans. They think we are easy target for them. Do not be an easy target. I'm telling you right now, these people, their hate is real. Is real. And the good thing is they come online and they say it. They are letting you know how hateful they are. They are the least informed people. Because you look at it, they vote for people that oppress them. Imagine that. So they are voting for different people who are oppressing them, but they want to say it is Africans. They even believe that it is Africans who have power now in Congress, fighting them. Can you imagine this? There are very few Africans in Congress. The majority is their own people. Because if they're talking about Ilhan Omar and others, then they are not the ones that voted for Ilhan Omar. Majority Somali and white people voted for that woman. So, and another thing that is paining them, they want to be able to impose on Africans, they want to be able to impose their will on Africans, but they have no power. How can you impose any power on a group of people, when you have no power over them? How can you? So that is what is paining them so much. So you are going to see that here, in this debate. Dr. Umar sets this, fake European looking woman, because, they want to be everything except, white. What pains them, especially people like her, you look at that woman, but she would tell you, I ain't not African, I'm Indian. Man, your nose is giving you away. You can wear all kind of horsehair you want. You will never be European. And this is not me as an African telling you this. Your own nature is telling you this. So, I know many Africans are like, oh no, man, just ignore these people. You are ignoring them at your own detriment. I mean, these people are spreading their hate like wildfire. Their hate is misplaced. The hate they used to have for white people, now they think, because, they want to be accepted. They think that, oh, the white people have abandoned them for you, the African. So think about it. They have Asians here. They have Latinos are the majority of immigrants that come here. So if there's any type of benefit that they think is being taken away from them, who is it going to? And they're supposed to look at the largest immigrant group. But no, they are such cowards. So they think you are the easy target. So let us put them in their place. Do not let these cowards, come at you the wrong way. They are a hate group. You must know this. And you would hear that in this debate. So I don't want to keep you waiting. Let's go straight into the debate. Dr. Umar keeping his Pan-African, ideals intact, calling them out, hitting them left, right, center, uppercuts, all of that. I mean, they want to be mad at the choices that they made. Is it Africans who came here and voted against them or voted for people that went against them? No, they are the majority. They are the ones who based everything in skin color. Even when Africans were telling them, no, I am African, they took it the wrong way. Oh, you don't want to be around us. No, that's not what it is. The Africans, we come here, we see that you're not doing anything that, would take us to where we want to be. We just leave you alone. You let you do your thing. We are not in your way. But no. Now they are telling each other, no, they are so jealous. Jealousy, envy, and hatred, just like the KKK were against the blacks, their ancestors. Now they are using that same tactic because it's now their single mamas. You notice their single mothers are the most hateful ones. They are raising criminals and continue to raise future criminals. Their women are the ones that speak for them. The power is given to their women. So that's why you're seeing them coming out, showing their ignorance and hatred. And somebody has to come out here and call them out. And that's where myself and Dr. Umar come into play. I'm going to break this down for you. So I know a lot of them are going to be upset, the single hateful mamas and their beta male boyfriends and children are going to be here crying about their behavior because I'm out here, putting my foot on their neck non-stop. So let's start this show here. Here we go.
Arguments, because I feel that Black Americans are not being seen in a political stance. Like, we have skin folk in office, but they're not Black Americans, but they're speaking on our issues as if they are our voice, and how that is wrong. And when I speak something about it, everybody's having a problem with it. Like, it's a major issue for us because you don't have the Black experience.
My perspective, and I like to get your insight on my perspective, because I'm a Pan-Africanist. I come from a different angle, so I see all African people as family, no matter where they come from. Right. With that being said, yes.
So you're seeing the ones that look super African. Look at that nose on that woman, breathing all the white man's air, running around here talking about, I ain't African. She looked like she could be from any village from Nigeria, Cameroon, anywhere. But these are the ones that, oh, I ain't African. If you are mad at not being African, ma'am, we are not claiming you. But when you look in that mirror, trust me, That nose, you can't get rid of that nose. That big wide nose, you can't get rid of it. That says Africa all over her. But she thinks wearing that horse mane on her head, now, oh, I'm not African. Ma'am, if you want, you can say you are an Eskimo. For all we care about, we are not here policing who is African or not. But when you look in that mirror, ma'am, you know you ain't no damn white woman or Indian as you try to claim. But let's hear this conversation. So you notice she said they are not represented. Whose fault is that? Who voted for those people? Are those people Africans? The people that you vote for? Are they from Africa? But let's hear more.
One race. With that being said, I see nothing wrong with each branch of the family handling their own private business, as long as it doesn't take away from the collective unity of the entire family. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a grandmom who had 10 kids, right? Each child has their own family. They got their own children. They got their own grandchildren. It is a time and a place for each child to be with their own children, handle their own issues in their own house, right? So what goes on in my brother's house is my brother's business. It is not my business. What goes on in my sister's house is my sister's business. It's not my business unless they come to me and ask me to get involved. But at the same time, they still my family. We not enemies. I don't have to disassociate from them. I don't have to demonize them. I don't have to weaponize my experience against them. We still one family. My issue with some American Africans, because I do not use the word Black American at all. I am an African. I am an African in America, American African. That's me. So for us who are the descendants of the Africans who built this country, who have a unique history in America, a unique situation, I see no problem with us saying, hey, we got some issues that our African immigrant brothers and sisters cannot represent us on because they haven't walked in our shoes in this country these past 400 years, right?
Yes.
I don't have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with that. When you say that there are African immigrants in public.
And by the way, you see, when Africans say to you, I am not Black, that's what it is. That's what Dr. Umar is saying. You guys, you've been here, you know, same skin color, but you have your own issues to deal with. Who am I to come and try to, tell you how you should handle that? I can tell you how to handle that. You can handle that on your own, which is what Africans are doing. But, you can't escape it when people have a hatred towards you. One minute they want you to, the Africans don't come and be part of our struggle. Another minute, the ones that even match with the, why are you in our struggle? Which one is it? These people are bipolar. Dr. Umar is right. The Africans are out of your way and your hair. You handle your business. Handle your business. Oh, the Africans don't speak for our reparation. Why would we? This is your business. Handle it. Okay? Handle your business. It's not an African's place to come and, try to speak for you on your reparation thing. I agree with Dr. Umar wholeheartedly, but let's go.
Public office, okay, who are speaking for the American African. I don't have a problem with that if they're speaking for me appropriately. But in addition to that, we should also have American Africans who know the struggle speaking for us. So I agree with you.
They don't seem to be the ones that get in those positions.
Let me finish this point and I'm coming right to you so you can speak.
Okay.
If you say, Dr. Umar, I need more American Africans represent me in a political theater, I'm with you, right? American, I'm with you. But I'm also going to tell you, don't demonize the African immigrants who are there. The problem is not that they're there. The problem is we don't have more American Africans speaking up. You see what I'm saying? In other words, I'm not going to demonize an immigrant African for winning a political office, okay? As long as they're not working against me.
Bingo. So they can't name Africans that are in Congress, even like Ilhan Omar, she doesn't speak against the blacks. She's the most popular voice there that's from Africa. She doesn't speak against the blacks, even though they are not the ones that voted for her. In fact, she goes hard for the blacks in Congress. That's a fact. So at this point, you can see it's clearly jealousy. I mean, majority of the black congressmen and senators, and they, what you would call FBA, you have just a couple of Africans there. How are the African voice, according to them, louder than their actual people that they send to Congress and the senators? So you are seeing, when somebody hates you and have envy, they are going to find every avenue and an excuse as to why they should hate you. If you ask, the simple fact that you're from Africa and you win an election, it kills these people. It pains them. Most of the Africans that won in elections, they didn't win because of the FBA. They're in areas where the FBAs are not the ones that voted for them. It is white people and their own people that voted for them. It's not the FBA that votes for them. How can you be mad at somebody winning that you didn't even vote for? This is crazy. But let's continue.
Now, if they're working against me, I'm going to identify and I'm going to isolate them. You understand me? Even though I'm a Pan-Africanist, I expect every branch of the African family to support every other branch. So if one of my Nigerian African brothers come to America and starts acting like a coon, I'm going to publicly identify and I'm going to isolate. If I catch you, my sister, demonizing and disrespecting immigrant Africans, I'm going to identify you and isolate you as a coon. So the rules do not differ for me. Respect everybody.
You might as well start calling her a coon, because these FBAs, these are the biggest coons. I mean, we're talking super coons. I mean, I don't know how I can even talk about coons. Friday, oh man, why you want to be close to our master? You over here trying to be closer to master than me. We've been here tap dancing, crawling on the master's table so that we can pick up the crumbs, and here you come, you want to take the crumbs from us. No. We want a part of that bread. I mean, you can continue crawling under the table. We would make sure we drop the crumbs there too. Don't worry. Nah, you trying to take the crumbs. Nah, we want the loaf of bread. And you don't own that loaf of bread. Why are you mad?
Everybody's right to represent themselves. That's what you're saying. I want American Africans to represent American Africans. I agree with you. I have no issue with that. But then if you turn around and say that immigrants are my enemies, that's where I have to draw the line with you, because the immigrant Africans are not my enemies. They are only 3% of all black people in this country. They are the lowest immigrant pool, one of the lowest immigrant pools in this country. Most of what we built is not being taken by African immigrants. It's being taken by Latinos, feminists, LGBTQs.
Let her know, Dr. Umar. All right. Are you guys hearing this? Are you guys hearing this? Africans are like about 3% here in America, less than that. So why are Africans your problem again? Hello, we asking Dr. Umar, tell them who they should be focused on. Tell them.
In ethnic white minority groups who we never talk about. So my thing is, let's not unfairly dump on the African immigrant population when you got all these other immigrant groups who have stolen and siphoned off of black people, and we say nothing at all. I ain't heard nobody talk about how the LGBT have siphoned off of the black struggle. I don't hear nobody talking about how.
Oh yeah, they're so scared of the alphabet people. Why would they say anything? I mean, I've seen the alphabet community. They literally were out there openly saying, the civil rights, mind you, that the blacks always talk about. They said that's for them. They don't hide it. Have you ever seen the blacks, FBA, quote unquote, come out and challenge that? Never. They said even their struggle is similar to the struggle of the blacks. They said they have the same, the same exact struggle. They said they are discriminated the same way. I remember literally having a debate with somebody who's a LGBTQ before I even was fully aware of what is happening and stuff. This was at my former employment. And the person was like, oh yeah, they're LGBTQ, lesbian person was like, oh, being LGBTQ is just like being black. I was like, what the? How is being LGBTQ? And, we had a debate about it. Like, I was like, how is sexuality the same as race? But Dr. Umar is right. The blacks voted for Obama in the upper 90s, right? They did that. And guess who got the benefit? Exactly. The alphabet people got the benefit. But they out here talking about, oh, it's the Africans. Tell us what the Africans got. This is ridiculous.
Anti-Black Latinos, not the African Latinos who identify with us, but the anti-African Latinos. Nobody talks about how they have siphoned off the Black movement as well. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are with all people who have immigrated here and are not for the benefit of Black Americans who are here. I'm not narrowing it down just to Africans.
Okay.
I'm just,
So now, bullshit. Their talk is about Africans every single time. So now that Dr. Umar is cooking, she's like, no, it's about everybody. But ma'am, you came in talking about Africans. You came in talking about Africans because you thought Dr. Umar was going to go along with you. Now that you see Dr. Umar laid the facts, she said, everyone. Okay, let's hear what she, the type of lie she's going to say. Because, they have no problem lying. Lying ass woman.
I haven't seen where it has benefited the Black community personally.
Okay, I got you. And
I lived here for over 40 years, so that's my observation.
Your opinion. There's one more thing I want to give to you, though. I want to make sure that the American African family, which I am a part, we need to make sure, my queen, that we are not always operating from victim consciousness or deficit perspective. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. I think sometimes we can operate from victim consciousness in deficit perspective too much. I want to give you an example.
Bingo. You see, this is what Dr. is telling them the truth. I mean, why would you keep running around here making yourself victims? You are operating from a victimhood perspective, diminishing yourself every single time. And then now you want to blame other people for seeing you as a victim. Dr. Umar is giving her facts over here. I mean, you guys have been here. Your ancestors were slaves. They participated in the building of this country. You should be walking around with your chest out as an American. You shouldn't be out here begging. You shouldn't be out here, taking the back seat to anyone. Martin Luther King is very disappointed. They marched for nothing. Wasn't Rosa Parks in that bus saying, I'm not gonna, oh, my feet hurt, I'm not gonna sit in the back of the bus? So that was all for nothing. Now what are you doing? You took the back seat. Not only to white people, but to everybody. And then you want to blame people because of the position you yourself assumed. The Africans that you speak about, Africans came, we found you here. We found you here. Did the Africans put you in the back seat? Or you took the back seat on your own? This is the questions you should be asking yourself. Africans are not your problem. They are not your problem. The Latinos that you are afraid of, they are getting a vast share of what you're crying for. Those white liberal women who you keep voting for get the vast share. The LGBTQ people that you gravitate towards get the vast share of what you are fighting for. So don't come to Africans with your BS.
Example. We are a $2 trillion economy, right? We spend $2 billion on Air Jordans a year. We spend $4 billion on liquor a year. Black women spend nearly $30 billion, mostly black women, black men in there too, but mostly black women, $30 billion on the beauty industry, from the products to the services, to the shampoo, the oil, the lotion, the shea butter, blah, 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 blah. Let me ask you a question. If we were in a position of power in this country, power, let's say we owned some Black Wall Streets. Let's say we owned our own beauty supply. Let's say we had our
We used to.
Stay with me. You're right. And we still got a few small ones. Let's say we had our own hospitals.
See, they always talk in used to, used to. He's saying if we own it. And you that's over there in Twitch talking about remove this space. What, you know, why don't you go watch another space? Why are some of you so soft like marshmallows? Oh, you don't want to hear the truth now? If you don't want to hear the truth, keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. And I suspect this is somebody with one of those flags. Oh, you don't like me laying out the truth over here, huh? Yeah, if you don't like the space, just keep it pushing. But you're always out there suggesting to the people, oh, remove this space. Why can't you just go to another space and leave my space alone? This is ridiculous. Yeah, Dr. Umar is right. All that money you're spending, if you guys had all the shops, the businesses, you weren't just a consumer. Let's hear what she's like. Used to. Used to doesn't count. Used to doesn't count. We're in 2025.
Let's say we had our own neighborhoods. Let's say we could put our own children to work. Let's say we had our own manufacturing. We have our own security. We have our own distribution. We are electing our own officials who we finance and control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume that that was the reality for a minute. Do you think African immigrants would be acting differently towards us if we were in a position of power?
My stance is not only is not
No.
directed
Stay
at
with my question. No, stay with my question. If we were operating from a position of power, Africans who come to America from the Caribbean, from the UK, from Canada, from the continent, from South America to Central America, from the South Pacific, from Australia. If we were in a position of power in America, like the Chinese are, like the Jews are, like the Arabs are, like the East Indians are, like the Anglo-Saxons are, if we were in a position of power, my queen, hypothetical question, if we were in a position of power, do you think African immigrants from around the world would treat us differently? Yes or no?
I would say yes, because when they get here, they say to themselves, they don't really.
See, again, guys, she can't, she will not answer it honestly. You are seeing this. She's like, oh, they stay to themselves. Isn't this same people say, oh, we are delineating? People stay to themselves to let you do your own things, even out of her own mouth. She can't even answer this in an honest manner. She can't answer it honestly. Just say yes and not add any qualifier to it. Yeah, simple. So let's see what Omar says to her.
Like try to come together and be with us. They separate themselves.
I want you to finish that, but okay, they would treat us differently. So let me ask you a question.
They do it now.
Let me ask you a question. If you were an African, let's say you went to Australia, or you went to London, or you went to Canada, from the United States, you are an American African immigrant into another country. And you saw when you got there, the black people there had no power, control no industries, senselessly waste their wealth with the same white people who they want reparations from. Do you think you would be eager to become a part of them? Yes or no?
Yeah, because I'm going to be with my people. That's just who I am.
Okay, so you're saying you're going to ride out regardless.
She's a liar. Guys, you see this face here? Someone said it in the chat. Africans, you must recognize faces like this. These are the types, they go out of their way to be rude to you because you are African. Yes. So when you see them, know the energy. Stay far away from them. Far away. Stay far away. Yeah, exactly. You can look at that nose and know, you know, she's lying. Yeah, so she's going to go to some foreign country and find groups of black people there who are not doing anything, and they're the bottom class, and she's going to go associate herself with them. We all know that's a lie. That's like, how dumb would that be?
I'm gonna be with my people.
That's how
try to change how they think.
Do you think most American Africans would do that?
The ones I'm around, I can't speak for everybody else.
I don't think you're being honest when you say that. I don't think no group of any people, not just blacks, I don't see no group of any race going to a completely different continent, seeing their people there in a servitude, unempowered position, and be in a rush to identify and help them. Nobody does that. Generally, nobody does that. The reason I'm bringing this up, Queen, is, in my opinion, and we can agree to disagree, but in my opinion, our issue is not how the African immigrants treat us. Our issue is how we treat ourselves. And our issue is we have allowed ourselves to remain at the bottom when we clearly have the ability.
See, what you're saying right there is wrong, because that's the mindset they have, that all black Americans don't have anything. That's the wrong mindset.
Listen to me.
Here we go. You guys remember they always say, oh, we are delineating. Isn't that what they're announcing? But they are butthurt. Like she said, oh, they stay to themselves. They stay away from us. Which one is it? Do you want to delineate, or the Africans have delineated from you? And you all know, you know, she's capping, she's lying. How are you going to move to a completely different country, in a different continent, and you're going there, you're seeing the underclass? You know, the underclass, they're not performing, but that's who you're going to go associate with. Nobody does that. It's not only Africans, anybody, any race, just like Dr. Umar said it. Even a black Americans from here, if you go to Africa, you know, why would you go hang out with the people who are not doing anything? They don't have power. They're not doing anything. It would be pretty dumb for you to do that. That's not smart. So her ego will not allow her to accept the truth. This is how most of them are. Dr. Umar is making nothing but great points, excellent points. See, this is the type of conversations that FBA need to listen to, instead of, you know, looking for the feel-good, you know, talking points. I mean, you have everything that you need here. So why are you fixated on Africans? I mean, if you got it good, like you said, why are you mad that Africans are staying away from you? Why? It makes no sense.
If we are trying to empower ourselves as American Africans, if we are trying to empower,
don't identify as that.
Let me finish. Well, right, I'm American African. I'm not a black American. So
Okay.
yes, we definitely want to disagree on that. So if we are trying to empower ourselves, I'm not worried about the immigrant African because I'm too busy empowering myself. See, I'm worried about the immigrant African because I think he's going to get some of my crumbs that the master throws off his table onto the floor. Crumbs. Because
no, it's not about that.
Okay, so then what is your issue then?
First of all, I said I'm not narrowing it down to just them. I said that at least 5
But
times.
you started out with them.
BS. What is all their, you know, their leader, founder of FBA, you know, Foundation of Broken Americans, their leader, what is all their, who is their talking directed at? Even the people here in the chat, some of the African haters, who is their talking points directed at? She came in talking about Africans, but she said Africans stay away from them. So if Africans are staying away from you, isn't that a good thing? Because you said they are not you. So which one is it? Are Africans in your way, or they staying out of your way? What are you mad at? What are you upset at? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, even in Nazi Germany, you know, in Rwanda, all these places where there was like these genocide, they had to give themselves the excuse. I'm telling you, like in Rwanda, you know, like they were announcing it on the radio against their enemies. Some of them, like they call them cockroaches to a point. Some of those people became so indoctrinated that they said even when they see the other tribe, like the Hutu, they would smell, they would get a scent of cockroach. That's how they indoctrinated them. They found all types of little excuses against the people they hate. Isn't this is what the KKK used to do to the blacks? They say, look at that big white nose having, you know, jigaboos, you know, breathing all the white man's air, eating all the white man's chicken, eating all the watermelon, all kind of, you know, dumb stuff. You know, they just come up with, you know, stupid stuff and accuse blacks of it, you know, because they hated black people. So they just come up with stupid things. They'll be like, oh yeah, the blacks are less than us, you know, and they will come up with silly things. So she's doing the same thing. Their leader, Tariq Nasheed, have radicalized them. You know, they feel good to have this quote unquote roast sessions to talk about African people. You know, the least immigrant group here, majority that come here are Latinos. You got Indians here. You have Asian, Chinese. You have all kind of people here. But they are fixated on Africans. Africans, you better wake up and smell the coffee. I know a lot of you do. But you must recognize these people as a hate group because they are. They truly, because now you look at it, it's not, racism no longer exists. Have you noticed that? They're no longer talking about, oh, the white man. Now you are the problem for them, according to them. But they can't tell you what you did. They can't tell you. They've been talking about, oh, we delineating. What are they waiting for? How long does it take to delineate? No one is stopping them. But I'm telling you, they are hateful. Look at this woman. Look at this woman. Her face spells hate. She got that resting bitch face, as we call it here in the United States. White people stayed away from them. Everybody's staying away from them. And yet still they cannot learn. Why?
Your initial
I
comments.
don't see the representation of us in office. That's what I started off with.
You mentioned African immigrants. You didn't mention anybody else. You were specific to black immigrants.
Said immigration is bad. It does not help black Americans, period. Black African immigrants are not the only immigrants that are
I understand that, but that's not what you said in the beginning. Okay. Go ahead. That's not what you said in the beginning.
So I'm not narrowing it down or picking on any particular group of people.
But wait, time out. Let me clarify something, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I said I identify as American African. Mm-hmm. You said you identify as black American, and I respect your right to identify.
Yes.
Oh, stay with me. You do not identify as an African, correct?
No.
Well, then that's the problem then. Stay with me then. You don't see them as...
Did you see the look on her face? How she... No. I'm telling you, their hatred have nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with them. When this woman looks in that mirror, she has to deal with that mirror. She hates what is looking right back at her. She hates herself. Yeah. And what pains her more, she's probably always walking down the street, and some of the Africans, you know, you guys all sometimes you do that too, walking up to her. Hey, my sister, are you from Ghana? Oh, that if I ain't no damn African. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were from my village. And you know, I do it sometimes where, you know, the ones that look like her, I know they're the ones that hate, super hate being African. And sometimes I'll do it on purpose. I'll walk up to them, I'll be like, and I'll think in my accent, my sister, hello, are you from are you from my village? Are you Nigerian? Because I know they hate Nigerian the most, because most of them came from there, right? Are you from my village in Nigeria? I ain't no damn African. Do I look African? I'm like, oh, sorry, my sister. I thought you looked like Ijeoma from my village. I'm sorry. You damn African. You damn African, stay away from me. And I would just laugh and keep going. Oh, these people are clowns.
Your family anyway. So it
They
don't even
tell
matter.
you if
Do
now
you-
you're
do you
older
see the
than
difference
me.
there? Do
You're
you see
older
the
than me,
difference
so
there?
you used to hear them say,
You're black.
"You're
You're
not
not an African. You're black. So when you see an African immigrant, in your mind, you have no associated with them at all. Ancestrally, culturally, historically, nothing. So it's
They
almost
told
as
me
if
that.
so I'm not talking about what they told you. I'm talking about you. Stop passing.
Guys, isn't this wild? How do you guys believe Africans told this woman that? That's a damn lie. This woman would pass as African for pretty much all the countries, you know, all the sub-Saharan countries, pretty much. Do you guys believe that it was Africans that told her that? She is lying. Have you noticed? It's just like how all of them, they would claim they are native Indian, but it was their grandma that told them. So it's the same thing. They all repeat the same thing like little birds, like parrots. Oh, it was the Africans who told me. I am not one of them. It's a damn lie. Like, for example, look at Nat Turner in the chart. Nat Turner claims he's native Indian, but Nat Turner looked like Nana Akufo, the former president of Ghana. You guys, those of you that seen him calling here, you know, before on camera, you all saw what he looked like. But Nat Turner would swear up and down that he is native Indian. Okay? So it's the same thing. Ain't no African telling her she's not African. Ma'am, we see you. We see all the features right here in front of us. I mean, you can wear that hair all you want, but we recognize you. So when you say you ain't no African doing all that gyrating neck, oh yeah, we know you from the village. We know you, girl. Don't be over here playing, acting new. We know you are Ijeoma from the village. You've been carrying water on your head for years till you move up here. So don't act brand new now, getting all mad because we showed up. But let's continue.
We're talking about you. So then, if you do not see them as family on any level, then I see why you are adversarial towards them, because to you, they're no different than any other group. And if they're no different than any other group, why are you not also holding the other groups as accountable as you're holding the black?
I speak
You did
against
not.
it all.
Your opening statement was about black immigrants. Can we be honest about that?
But you didn't let me finish. You then you took on my question, but you didn't let me finish the whole entire thing.
Okay, Michael. Yes, Michael.
Okay. So my stance is against anybody that comes here and tries to undermine what Black Americans have already done. I'm against. It don't matter if you Haitian, Asian, Indian. If you undermine what my people have fought for, bled for, been beat for, jailed for, hung for trees for, I'm against you. It doesn't matter if you're Black or Asian. I'm against it.
Originally, you only pointed out Black people, and the reason I'm pointing that out.
But I had to finish.
Well, you could have said it then when you said Africans.
It's a
but
long
my point is the Black Americans, as I'm going to call y'all, and I'm going to distinguish Black American from American African in that although we're the same people, we have different mindsets. So the American African are those who see all Africans as part of our family, even if we take issue with them. Whereas the Black American, y'all see them as a completely different group. That's fine. But my issue with y'all is y'all pick on them exclusively. And y'all do. I ain't heard y'all do nothing yet about the homosexuals exploiting the black power.
Yeah, because they got all the rights when Obama was in.
Latinos.
They got all the rights when Obama was in.
About the white immigrants. All y'all talk about is African immigrants who are only 3%. That is not your problem.
Dr.
Our
Umar,
problem is us.
Dr. Umar, who gave the homosexuals all the rights when he was in office? What was his nationality? He was an African and half white. Obama.
Okay,
he gave them all the rights. Nothing for us. For us.
Yes, Barack Obama proliferated it and popularized it. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Who voted for Barack Obama?
I did not.
Who voted for Barack Obama? Overwhelmingly black people. It was the highest turnout.
Because he was portrayed as a black man.
No, don't make excuses. Did your black Americans put Obama in office, yes or no? Yes or no?
I don't read it. I don't have the numbers.
Answer the question. Did they or did they not give him the highest voter turnout for a presidential election in American history? Yes or no? Yes.
They did.
And when he ran a second time, did they not do it again?
I don't know about
my question, Black Americans, is why didn't you hold Barack Obama accountable instead of standing by celebrating him? I held him accountable. I'm one of the only voices.
And a lot of us did, but there's not enough of us who did. That's the issue.
Let me ask you a question.
She's lying. Didn't we see these people voting for Obama in the upper 90s? Twice, back to back. Back to back. Obama is from the Motisa tribe. Okay? No, Obama is not Motisa because his father is Kenyan. If his father was from the plantation, then he would have been of the Motisa tribe. But Obama is a mulatto because he's African, right? But he's American. He's American. He has a completely different agenda, and he made his agenda known. And they voted for Obama twice. Yes, I remember Dr. Umar was always against Obama. But it was these black women, because they are so much into, they are so colorist. They are into Obama's color so much. Oh, look at Obama, light skin Obama. Oh, he married Michelle Obama. So they fetishize that. They fetishize that. So, like, what are they talking about? I mean, sure, like Obama's dad is Kenyan, but you think Obama was representing Africans? You think he was representing African interests? Come on. She is dumb.
Do you think we should be focusing more on trying to control the behavior of African immigrants over which we exercise no power? Or should we be focusing more on channeling our $2 trillion into...
Hold on, guys. Let me clear that. Dr. Umar just said something. He said, should they be focusing their energy on African immigrants who they have no power over? Bingo. Why are they wasting their time? They have no power over us. So why are they even talking? Man, these people sometimes I don't get. Why are you even talking to me? You have no power over me. You got one vote. I got one vote. Look, buddy, go vote for who you like and let me go vote for who I like. Okay? Leave me the hell alone. Just like I'm leaving you the hell alone. They're over here, you know, being like, do they go to the Chinese, Latinos, and others, you know, complaining about them? So see us like Latinos and leave us the hell alone. Okay?
Making ourselves into a superpower in this country. Where would you like to put your energy? If those were
I would like to put my energy on getting minds to stop shopping at these people's stores who come into our community and do nothing for. That's my stance.
There you go. Envy and jealousy. Oh, she want to put her mind to stop shopping at these people's stores. This hair, she bought it from the Asians. Majority of their stuff, they get it from the Asian stores, the Korean stores. The same Koreans. How many videos have we seen of the Koreans karate chopping these women? You know, like I saw one, it even pissed me off. You know, karate chopping them, and they still went over there. One of the simps went, and he was so mad, he busted the glass out of the Korean store. The guy went to jail and everything. By the time he got out of jail, he came back, and guess who was lined up to buy hair and stuff from the same Korean store? You got it right. Same black women. Same black women. It don't matter, like they can karate chop them, you know, they can Shaolin monk them. They still go there. But the Africans are the problems, huh? Man, these people are something else.
I
You
answered
did
it.
not answer my
That's
question.
my focus.
You did not answer my question.
Go ahead.
I'm going to ask it again.
Go ahead.
Do you think we should focus on fighting
We.
and attacking? Okay, we.
Mhm.
You said we. You said that to say what?
I'm not attacking anyone, Dr.
No. You said we. What did you mean by we?
You said
interrupted
we.
me and said we. Did
You
you
said
say
we should
as
focus
to say,
more on.
No, stay with right. Did you say we as to say that you and I are not the same? Is that why you said we? I just want to clarify.
No.
Okay, because I thought that's what you was trying to say.
No.
Okay, so my question is, would you rather focus on trying to stop the progress of African immigrants in America, or should we focus on using our $2 trillion in spending power to build ourselves into a superpower in this country? Which do you prefer? What do you think is the better use of our energy?
Of course, the economic part.
So why don't we focus on that?
Who said we all
Can I
have
ask you
to
a
speak for ourselves
Can I ask you a question?
individually?
Can you name me a single leader of the Black American We Hate African Immigrant Group that is
I don't hate
building
Africans, so don't put that on me.
Listen,
Yeah, no, ma'am, you hate Africans. So great question Dr. Umar is asking. Like the Tariq Nasheed, the Mushmouth over there in Edos, and the light-skinned Motisa over there. Yeah, Dr. Umar is asking good questions to tell him what type of economic empowerment plans are those people bringing to them, different than the African hate that they keep preaching.
I'm not saying you, but you clearly got an issue with them. But
I said anybody that undermines the Black American experience. Anybody.
That's not what you said in the beginning. But listen to what I'm saying.
What?
Can you name me a leader, or an organization that has an issue with African immigrants who are trying to build a relevant institution for Black people? Give me someone who has an issue with African immigrants who are doing something to create an institution for the American African people. Can you name me one person doing something of significance besides complain about African immigrants? Can you name me one person?
Well, this is
what
a
are they
new journey. So, of course, like anything else, they have to start somewhere. And I guess it's going to start.
Oh yeah, we gotta start somewhere, because you see, if we, spend our energy, hating on those, flip-flop wearing Africans and their dashikis, that's going to help us, build businesses, because you see those Africans are over here, hindering our progress. Because you see, if those Africans are making it, we cannot sit and let these Africans make it, because that's not good for us. Are you guys hearing this? This woman, like many, clearly hates Africans. So the internet is great, because the internet is exposing all the hate that most of these people have against Africans. You're seeing it for yourself. If you didn't hear this woman talking, you'll be like, man, Afridamus, you're making this up. She said, it's new. They got to start somewhere. Like, how long have they been delineating? I mean, she must be new in this. A lot of them are now beginning to learn about this. They're going to TikTok, and majority of them are older too, right? Like, look at Nat Turner. Nat Turner is an old guy. Plenty of them are old. The old ones are the most hateful ones. They are teaching their young ones, because they failed the young generation. They failed them. The predicament that the young Blacks are in, the ones they call the YNs, they're running around here doing, all this crazy stuff, is because these old people, they're old people, Tariq Nasheed and others, they failed these young people. They failed them. So now, they're like, oh, no. Look, don't look at what we didn't do for you. It's the Africans' fault. Now it's no longer the white man's fault. I remember in the early 2000s, from the 90s into the early 2000s, it was the black man's fault, their baby fathers. They said the fathers left them. Then they said they became independent women. Independent, up until 2008. Then they switch from blaming the black man, because it's been a whole generation now, so they've been the ones, in charge of the household. So now they can't blame the black man. They gave excuses. Oh, the black man went to jail, blah, blah. But who put the black man in jail? They did. So then they switched to white supremacy. White supremacy. So the white people, entertain it a bit. Then the white people, ignored them. So now they are turning us, the Africans, into their daddies. We ain't your daddy. No. We are not your daddy. We didn't put you in this predicament. Now they are saying, no, don't look at us. It is the Africans' fault. Because you see, these Africans don't want to associate with us. So therefore, we are mad. We're just going to say we're delineating from them. They've been delineating for ages. For ages. It wouldn't end. So now they're just like outright hating on Africans. No. Their own parents failed them. That's the truth. They failed them.
Right. And stop saying I hate Africans, because I never said that. I never said that. I said I hate anybody that undermines. I want to give the clarity. I never said I hate a specific group of people. I said anybody that undermines.
How is 3 to 5%, about 5% of the population, how can they undermine you? I mean, undermine you in doing what? I mean, seriously, undermine you in doing what? Even her herself said the Africans stay away from us. So somebody who goes out of their way to stay away from you, how are they undermining you?
Our people, I don't agree with.
I appreciate your clarity. Now, getting back to the question, can you name somebody who has an issue with African immigrants who are doing something besides talk to empower the American African people using our own money? Who?
Well, there's a lot of people.
Who's building a relevant institution for the Black American?
He's not on my neck.
Oh, you mean the hidden museum? The hidden museum slash club? At nighttime, it becomes a club? Okay. Let's hear what she got to say.
He's not actually. No, I'm talking about whoever's in the comments.
Don't worry about the comments, my friend. Yeah. I got all type of coons in there. I got Zesty Fest. I got bunnies. I got all kind of stuff in there. Don't worry about them. If you don't look at the comments. Okay, I attract all kind of flies from the shit stack.
It's crazy. We can have difference of opinions.
Yes, we can. And I love you, my sister.
They don't think that you can have a difference of opinion and still be cool with somebody.
Yes, we are. We are good. We are family. We are family.
They got to grow up.
I agree with you, my queen. Now, to my question, who is building an institution rather than worry about the African immigrants? Do you know somebody who's doing that? Because I don't know of anyone. Without white money, independently without white money. Who?
I know of a few.
Can you give me somebody?
I can't put their names out because they're gatekeeping.
Okay, I got you.
They're gatekeeping their.
We will see it eventually.
Yeah.
So, okay. I want to thank you, my sister. You are my sister. I love you, and I will die for you. And I love those lips. Black forever. Snow bunnies never.
Dr. Umar, when he said bunnies, I had to bring the bunnies, man. You see that? All the way in Sweden. He said, snow bunnies never. But, we got to give a drum roll to Dr. Umar. All right. That was Dr. Umar. He is correct. So, now Dr. Umar, we're going to give him extra snow bunnies. Extra. So, you guys seen and heard that. I'm going to open up the line, people to call in. I want to hear your perspective on, this FBA hater. So you guys are seeing it. She clearly, she was hoping that Dr. Umar was going to agree with her, but clearly, he didn't. He stood his ground and he hit her with facts. This is why even like Tariq, this Tariq is not going to debate people that have real facts. He never will. They are, they are more comfortable, living a lie, continuing to live their lie. All right, I got Ola in the house. Ola, it's been a minute. Welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Thank you, bro.
Ola, that some of the blacks were making fun of you. They said, Ola, ever since Trump threatened Nigeria, you ran away. I said, no, it's just the time difference. Ola, unmute yourself. And Ola, have you been watching the other shows that you made?
Yeah, I rewatched some. I rewatched the one of yesterday. I saw you with Chaotic Truth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you see how they were behaving?
Yeah. Yeah. You see, the problem here is this. What you see now is they're picking on the weak ones. I know the weak, but the one that actually don't really want nothing to mush with them.
Right.
But they don't want to talk about the Russians, the Ukrainians, and the Albanians and the Armenians and the Italians are coming to the United States every day. They have even more the visa to come to the United States. You understand me? And they're staying there and everything. I think it's a shame that they've been in the place for 500 years. If the Africans was coming to their restaurants now, if the Africans were coming to their supermarket, if the Africans were coming to us from job, that they create a job.
Which restaurant or store?
No. I'm just saying. Because, why these Africans are coming? Somehow they go into the white shop. The white man said, the white people say, we don't want you here, right? But the Africans are not coming to none of their any institutions that they establish because they don't have anyone to show. Then you can hate that people. These people don't come to any of your zone. They don't even come to your party. They don't come to your churches. They really don't share much with you. Maybe some of them might be with some relationship. Sometimes it doesn't really work out because of I think what they see in TV, this is the way they sound. What they see in TV, they just relate towards that things. They want to compare themselves with some series they saw in TV. But the reality is not the same. You understand me? And I want to say this. Some of them will come here and say, like Kala, oh, we wrote different. Hold on. When you wrote different, my half sister was married to a black American. That lady become a crackhead. Is that road different? The one that married to Jamaica become a normal person. My half brother married to a Caribbean girl from St. Kitts. Whoa, doing well. They into medical things, doing advertisement. They bought a very big house in Texas. So what role? Let me just tell you, Afrodamus. If you have money, let me just tell you this truth about them. Because I'll be quiet since I don't want to say much about them. If you date a black,
here looking at that girl, does she look like she could be any girl in Nigeria?
Yes, somewhere selling bread, somewhere, she might be those ones selling bread somewhere, Look at her mouth. She said, look, if you date a black American girl, right, and you tell her the same girl, oh, I have a brother that is a multi-millionaire, is looking for a wife. She would tell you, why don't you introduce her to me? Why did you introduce him to me? Straight. They will forget. She will forget, oh, she's with you. She will forget that she's with you. Say, yeah, really? Oh, I'm available. Why did you introduce your brother to me? There's no rules. There's no culture. There can be peace as they want to be peace. Look, their cry have become the continental Africans are start slowly seeing it now. It was Ghana that opened the gate of hell.
Yeah.
Ghana. If Ghana this both of return, even the Dr. Umar that is speaking, I don't trust none of them. None. They'll be using them to. They'll be using. I saw your show about.
Oh yeah, how they use Louis Armstrong to kill Lumumba. You saw the show, right?
Yes, and guess what? After they used that guy, they now brought Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, yes.
And with this sponsor, they even use Mobutu to pay $5 million for that fight, to sponsor that fight. By the same guy called I forget it, that guy with the big hair, the promoter, I forget his name.
Don King.
They call Don King. You understand me? So they used Don King after they finished with Lopemba, with that guy called Lopemba. They now come back again by saying they brought Bossy Ring, Rumble and Jumbo. That's how Bumaye came about.
Yeah.
You understand me? Okay, these same Congolese who didn't know actually the game they were playing on them, they brought the same guy that look like them. You understand me? That feel like them. And you cannot trust any mouth. Even when they say, oh, we are one, we'll be one. I love you, brother. We're all one. We're family. We're not family. They brought King to promote a fight. That's all to promote that dictator that went to die in exile. Mobutu.
And Ola, are you surprised by? I mean, this lady. The way she's talking? Do you think she's a super duper African hater? Even worse than the KKK.
Yes, and yes. You see, Black Americans are the most racist people in United States. The most racist people in United States. They are very, very racist. You see, a racist person want to project is being hated. Is that he's being hated? See, they want to blame the white person to be racist.
Right.
But they forget they're the most racist people in United States. People who call other Africans, if let's say white Americans call them monkeys, babu, they will say, whoa, you see. But you start calling other Africans babu and monkey. While you yourself, you were shitting in a hole somewhere. This people, you call people monkeys. The white people never see you as human being when they were dealing with you. So who is the monkey now? You be treated like when Obama was in power, they were shooting them like bushmeat. You see what I mean? So even in that circumstances, they still have a very hateful mind against other people. They just it's not going to be settled. They hate Africans 100%. Don't let them pretend.
Ola. It's here. All immigrant groups that come here, Africans are the smallest number. Smallest number. You've heard it. Why? The fixation on African. Even her herself said that the Africans stay away from us. And then they say they want to delineate. Why are they mad that Africans stay away from them?
Yeah, because they looking for the. You see, they using the same techniques with social now the Africans are kind of like the one that they think they can bully into to come around with them after the tribes with the white, but the white didn't really show them the face. You see, they don't like Africans. Let's just be true about that.
No, it's a fact. I mean, I know this. Remember how many times I've always said it. Like people like to say, "Oh no, this is just internet talk." No. These people majority hate Africans. I'm talking hate.
I don't want to start repeating it. These people hate Africa right from the core. Kala hate Africans. Forget. You see what? You see, he went to marry a Liberia woman. He call it American Liberia, right? And if you listen to this American Liberia, right, you could see even there's a woman that always in the show. Yeah, that so-called guy called Dynast. They always peel.
There's a lady there. I've heard her say something about me saying, I've heard Afridamus talk bad about American Liberians, which I didn't. I just spoke the truth.
No, that would also say something that the other Africans were not so sophisticated as them. You tell me, you that came to they brought you to a place. You usually say that, we were far more sophisticated. You could see the show you brought. A Liberian lawmaker, it's at 76 or 77, were crying that Jimmy Carter didn't come and sleep in the bed.
Yes.
That's the way you see these Black Americans also. These Black Americans are also like that also, crying that daddy is not bringing the pancake, daddy is not bringing the hamburger, daddy is, you see, Donald Trump is the wrong daddy.
Yes.
Donald Trump is just the wrong daddy right now.
Yeah,
So
they're not now. They're not crying about racism now. Africans are the problem for them.
yeah, because it's good that Africans we have to start to giving them back. Because if you're quiet, they think that what they show in TV. Just imagine, which Africa have you ever seen that have whatever they show to them, pot belly, whatever they show to them, they usually think, oh, all Africans are like this. I grew up in Africa. We have trees, mango trees,
Oh, I
guava
know.
trees,
Yeah.
orange trees in our tree. We play along the street. We pluck them, we eat them, we talk with friends, we play football. We have good, our compounds are full of all kind of coconut, all kind of beautiful things to eat.
Right.
You that they give full stamp. Then you go to the supermarket, they market for you. You come out. You cannot compare me and you are the same. You understand me? We're not the same. Because somebody is feeding you. If the daddy didn't feed you, you start crying. Now the daddy say, I'm not going to. You see why they hate Africans? Africans, the daddy is telling them, look at these people, they're walking. Why you people don't walk? You understand me? What do you mean? You can't even. So what I'm saying that don't believe when they say, no.
Well, Ola, the first thing why they, think about this, right? Because they've always say, oh, racism about skin color. So they hate Africans because, African person is like, this, because when we are here, that debunks that lie to prove that your skin color is not the problem. So they hate you for not buying into that lie.
Afrodamos, we use the salt that Africa smell. They use that word also, right?
Yeah.
They use that word, Africa smell. It's not today. Afrodamos, if you come mostly to Europe countries in the 90s, early 90s to early 2000, Black Americans were the one in a standing comedy making a very racist.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I used to see it. Yeah, their comedy. They make it seem like it's comedy. But you're right. Even like Jamie Foxx, all those people, when it comes to Africa, they say a lot of, things that are racist. And if white people said the same thing about them, they cry. Even if Africans, tell the truth about them, they cry.
Yeah, they talk about body odor. Let me just tell you one thing. I was seeing a program. A girl in Alabama said they don't even have no running water. They don't have they can't even use their toilet. If you tell them, most of them were using a pitch toilet in some of these places called Mississippi and other areas where they say they're from. They would say, no, we different. We be you different. You're just like in a corner, picking curtains. You just pick curtains. Your ancestors were curtain pickers. Some of your ancestors were thieves, goat thieves, yam thieves, where they sold them.
Guinea fowl.
So when you start hearing them, that's why no one will say, oh, we are brothers. No one will say, oh, we are one. I don't know you. You don't know me, because they will use you to attack me one day, like what they did to Kuruma. Kuruma was being used. Kuruma was being programmed up by a Black American U.S. ambassador.
Yeah, but you see, Kuruma even kicked them out before he even died. He kicked
Kuruma was scared. The moment they appointed that guy as ambassador to Ghana, Kuruma panicked. Kuruma said, no. Why you bring this person to us? You don't respect them. They're not in your country. Now you want to make a ambassador. Because Kuruma just remember what happened to Patrick Lumumba. You understand me? And what happened, they used that guy to time him up before Kuruma could understand what was going on. He lost his life. With that dissociate, they're now you able to corner some Ghanaians to deal with the guy. You understand me? So it's not today they be using them when they come to do kumbaya. Oh, with brothers. You tell me, how would Africa listen to that guy playing? What is he playing? Piano or Stratford? Be dancing.
The trumpet. Yeah.
So
Louis Armstrong.
That guy said no. That guy.
Yesterday, one told me that Liberia was better when they ruled it. They said Liberia is primitive because now they are not the ones ruling. That type of thinking.
Because the mindset they came with, until the real Africans deal with them in Liberia, the American Liberia was still having some kind of bad behavior. You understand me? Samuel Doe just come to start saying they are dogs. It's what they did to them. They humiliate them. They dealt with them. They slave them inside Liberia. They treat them like a piece of shit. When those Africans were very patient, they gathered the power. They took them on. There's nobody who just say, that's why Samodo was very pissed. I called them dogs. I called them not human beings and everything. You understand me? So if any of them said, I love African, or you want to even say, they also, oh, we're brothers, don't trust them. Because they are like as chameleon as they are the best chameleon on earth. They are highly racist people. They don't like any fellow black person, especially from Africa. They pretend, they lie a lot. You know, the most ugliest one will lie to you and try to, like this lady with a wig on his head that could not able to buy a jerry can of orange juice, if not the white man that is giving her money to go and buy it in that grocery store. They don't have no grocery shop. They live in a place for 500 years. They don't have their own supermarket. They don't have their own shopping mall. They don't even have anything you can say, this is their stamp in the United States. Look at the Somalians. I saw your program last time.
Yeah.
Somalians, less than 30 years, have shopping mall, occupy your hood, buy the houses there, bringing their people in. Before you will know, the whole state of Minnesota, with that state alone, will be for Somali people. They are not conquerors. These are a bunch of beggars who beg with their knees for water in their mouth. Daddy, give me for the bottle. Their grandfather, you know, their grandfather, their great-grandfather was a white man. They beg and beg and beg and beg for feed the bottle just to put up baby milk in their mouth. This is what they are. They are not achievers. The Irish that came there that suffer like them also become somebody, owns a lot of things, but they were the one dancing, tap dancing, and they're the one shaking it down. They're the one, you know, being in a street. Nothing that if you think Black America come and build a hood for
Wait, did you say they were tap dancing?
They were tap dancers, you know.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man, what you gonna do? Look out, boys, it's coming through. Yeah, man, yeah, man. Boy, he got educated feet.
Continue, Ola.
This is what they are there. You understand me? This is what they are there. And Ethiopia, there's one prime minister from Ethiopia that said that he see them as, the man said something about it. He said the Jewish people also face a similar setback. The Jewish people were not treated well, but the Jewish people become somebody in the United States while they were busy dancing. You understand me? While they were busy dancing, that you want them to come and build what? Where you cannot even build your own house. Africans build cities, villages, towns, township. You can't even build nothing for yourself. Then you want to come and build Africa. How? You don't have the skills. You don't have the mentality.
And Ola, remember, some of them even, they went to Africa as Pan-African, and now they said they are FBA. So FBA is an anti-African hate group. Let's just be real.
Some of them will come with Pan-Africa become Hebrew Israelites. Some of them they come with different faces. If you see that guy called Go Black to Africa, he came as Pan-African, become Hebrew Israel, it become anything. Right. So they will come with one thing, they become the other one. These are a bunch of chameleons that you don't want them to be around you. They are not achievers. They are not breakers. These are people who just want to whine, get into your nose, know how you drink your water. Then if they can target you, they target you. They don't have anything to offer. Let them just stay on their own place.
Thank you. Let's bring in Kedo. Kedo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Afrodamus.
Go ahead, Kedo.
I mainly came to the show to ask a question to them, but unfortunately, I'm not seeing any one of them around now. Are you there? Are you hearing me?
Yes, but Kedo, you are echoing.
Right.
Can you close your
It's better now, right?
Yes, much better. Go ahead.
All right. So
you said you were going to ask a question.
Yeah, the question is, what do they want from us? What exactly do they want from us? That's the question. But I'm not. I mean, I'm still waiting around for them to come so they can answer me. What is it exactly they want from us that they are just battling us and crying victim on us like that? What exactly they want from us?
You're doing good, but it's like you got like an echo, it's better, but you think you can fix it a little bit?
I don't know. Maybe I need to go off the show and come back.
Okay, you do that. Okay, Kato, and come back. All right, we got ICAM in the house.
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yes, ICAM. Where you calling from? Is this ICAM Fire?
Yeah. Oh no. This is just yeah, it's just a name. Just
Where you calling from?
yeah, US, you know.
U.S.
Yeah.
Where in the U.S.?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. Are you FBA?
No. Oh, do I sound FBA?
Well, no. I mean,
No.
I gotta ask.
I'm originally not Nigerian, so
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
I kind of do sound because I've been here for a while.
Yeah. So ICAM, what do you think about these FBAs and their hate directed at Africans?
Yeah, I can see. I mean, I'm well aware of it, and yeah, these people do hate Africans. Like
yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to understand, like, how is it that we are undermining them? They say we are undermining them, and I really don't know how that's actually possible. We make up just 5% of the population here. African immigrants.
Yeah, I mean, they're just
including-
using excuse to lie, because they just want to give themselves the power to hate. And you're in Atlanta, you around them, you see how, because majority of the haters are from there. Do you
Really?
encounter them out there?
Well, damn, I have not, had the unfortunate experience to encounter them. Well, the ones in the FBA cult.
Okay, good.
But yeah. I can see it, on Twitter. I'm on like social media platforms. On Twitter, I see the comments. I see this xenophobia just rampant. They're finding everything, just finding an issue with anything an African says or does. It's just an issue with them.
Right. Yeah, it's just, because, when you have hate towards a group of people, you find any excuse to give you a reason to hate them. That's what it is about.
Driving in my car right after
a drink.
Yeah, can I continue now?
Yeah, go ahead, Kato.
All right, so yes, because I've been watching videos from them for a lot of times over the years now, and they have not given one major thing that they want from Africans seriously. The only thing they complain about is we sold their ancestors, as if Africans weren't enslaved in Africa. There were Africans that were enslaved in Africa as well, just as Africans were sold to the Western world.
Kato, yes. Are you using like a microphone or like a headset?
No, I'm not. I don't know what's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know the place. Like, it's not too bad, but it's like echoing, like you are in a box or something.
I'm in a bathroom. Let me get out the bathroom. Are you? Is it okay now?
That's much better.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kato.
So I was saying, I said.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said, all the time I only hear them talk about, complaining at how our ancestors sold their ancestors, as if Africans weren't enslaved by other Africans on the continent. They were just the unlucky ones that were sold to evil masters because.
Yeah, but how do they know? It's not even they themselves, their own people that sold their own people from their villages. And some of these people who were sold, they were, they committed crimes. That's how even the white people in England, they sent their prisoners to, Australia. So this was normal. You steal a goat, the chief sells you.
Even the Irish were enslaved.
Yeah. So if you making the excuse, the people making this excuse have never been slaves. None of us have ever sold slaves. We weren't around for that. So all that is excuse to
the first
hate.
slaves that was taken to the West before. Hello,
Yes, we can hear you.
hello.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying the first slaves that were taken over in the world were Irish. They weren't Africans.
Right.
So why aren't the Irish complaining?
Well, I mean,
I was on bed over here. So you see, that's the problem. So that's the question. Like I ask them the question sometimes. Let me tell you, I'm so glad that the rest of the Africans in the African continent are experiencing this problem and Liberians that we, the Africans and Liberians, have been having with the American Liberians. There's a similar issue. The American Liberians have the hate towards the natives in Liberia, just the hate.
yeah.
The people they like to lie that, oh, because the fake the fake identity they have in Liberia is Congo, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they let to associate the American culture with it to make them feel like they're, to make them appear that they are better than other blacks in Liberia, as if that they are too, they're acting like they are civilized, but they are fake. Yeah,
So still in
so
Liberia, they act fake over there.
yes, they do that a lot. So the thing is, and they are saying that the so-called Congo and native, beef is not going on again. It was normal day, but there is still problem. I've observed that many times. Like just recently, when I was in Liberia, just a few days, I saw uh, uh, so-called Congo woman. She got down from her car because her transportation fare was not enough. She now had a lot of money to pay the taxi driver. Then the traffic taxi driver said, but then give me my money. Then she started to call, insult the man, tell the man how he could call the man country, this, that, that. Then I look at her, I told her, I said, are you really civilized? I said, but look at the clothes. I said, look how you are dressed. She dressed like a street woman. Then she was telling the man that he's not civilized. You country dog. And
Oh wow, you said that to
imagine,
her?
no, that she
Oh, she
said it to
said
the,
that to him?
yeah. Yes. So I was there. I told her. I said. Then I told them. I was then. I look at her. I told her. I said, "You fake woman." That was what I told her. Then from there, but I told her. I said, "Imagine if we had an American Liberian president in Liberia. How chaotic it was going to be. Right now, we are lucky to have a native president, but imagine." That's why even looking at the thing, I said, we shouldn't even have an American Liberian president again.
So Kedo, some of the blacks they saying they want to come back. They're gonna come to Liberia and live there. They're gonna take over. Do you think that can happen?
It's not possible. I want to say anything is possible in the world, but trust me, there will be a blood. It will be too terrible. It will be too terrible. The war, there will be a terrible war. Yes,
And
I don't think it can.
especially, are you shocked to see how that woman she looked just like any woman in the street there in
She
Africa
look like
anywhere? And
she look like she's from even some of the tribes in like that's one of the thing I have issue with them because West Africans look alike, right? Even Afro Damas, when you go to Liberia, if you don't tell people that you are not from one of those tribes in Liberia, people wouldn't know.
right.
So if that woman go to Liberia and she even let the people know that she's one of from one of those tribes in Liberia and she live in America for long, they will believe it without no doubt. But
Yeah,
the
I mean,
thing is
look at her. Doesn't she look like she's even related to me?
exactly she looked like, and so the thing is, I just like what you are doing. You are just educating. That's why I even wrote it in a stream the other day. I said that Afro Damos is educating the mass, and I appreciate it. You are making a lot of Africans to get to know their true nature. I was saying that I said the attack. Like that those people had on us in Liberia, that it was not an attack on the native of that land alone. It was an attack on Africans. But we were just the one feeling it at that time. But now the rest of Africans are feeling it. I'm not saying all of them are like that.
No,
Yes.
it's never
But
all, but
they
but
are a
but
serious
but
weapon. They are a we should not joke these things. That's something to joke. They are serious, very serious weapon that are used by the America or the West against Africans. I'm not joking with you, African. I'm not joking.
right, right,
Okay.
right,
So
right.
yeah, we need to be wise to know which one that we will, like I'm not saying we should cut off from them, right? But it's like picking the wheat from the weed. You know what I mean? All right. You are taking the crop that you planted from among the weeds. So like the good ones from the bad ones. We should take the good ones and unite with the good ones and leave the bad one out. Because sometimes too the bad ones can come and and spoil the way for the good ones.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, because see, when the blacks they come even into neighborhoods, they come with their baggage, which is these people come with them. They don't vet them to remove them from them. They all identify with each other. So that's a hard thing. So Africans got to look out for that and watch out for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is it. But I'm still waiting for one of them to come on the show so I can ask them what is it they want from us.
I mean, you can ask Kid Ola, what do you think they want from Africans?
They don't want nothing. They just hate. And the hate this started now. The hate already started inside 50s already. You see, because there was no camera, you can't really see what were they doing. If you have to understand that.
No, Ola, even before the internet, like I used, like some of them, even real life, I'll be like, oh, you look African, or I'll say, think they're African, they would be mad. If you tell them that most of them that they look African, it's like an insult.
Let me tell you something, right? If they will be jealous of you, they know you're an African guy dancing with a white woman in a club. They will find every means to go and meet that white woman like, oh, you like African jungle, brother? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They will go and tell that white woman, do you like African jungle, brother? This I put that said the B1 though.
Yeah. Oh, now I see why Ola, you are not with the B1 stuff.
No, because these are savages in these are savage people in Europe. You see, after they left the army, they don't want to go back again to the United States.
Yeah.
They will tell you, no, I ain't going back, man. Man, why you going? Man, I ain't going back. No, it's bad over there, bro. And I won't be here. You understand me? They still say that I ain't going back there, bro. Man, it's hot over there, man. I won't be here. Then you see they're running after this. They don't have no discipline. If these white women are dating them, they will sleep with the white woman's friend. They will sleep with this white woman's sister. Even if they have the opportunity, they will even sleep with the mother of their girlfriend. So there is no boundary with them. That is just one thing. They don't have no boundary. And that will lead to most of these white men doesn't want nothing to do with them. You understand? At that time. They will see you as an African chilling with one beautiful white girl. They will come. Will you jump into maybe go to the restroom or go and buy some drink, you just back? That white girl the white girl will tell you, that guy, that black American saying you're African jungle. You say, yeah, so what do you mean by African jungle? I'm from Nigeria. What got to do? That even we start even telling some of them, you just earn $650, dog. You got no shit. You going back home soon. Why you crying over here? And they can't really understand Africans are coming to the club with gold chain, with Patrick Ewing sneakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have levers. They were what we call Paco jeans. You understand me? Paco jeans?
Yeah.
Paco jeans. They were wearing Paco jeans. We come with levers. Far more expensive. So these people you're seeing, the hate you see in the internet, we start seeing it already at that. We didn't know much what to do with them or how to handle them. You understand me?
Ola, they would deny it, but even on TikTok, like someone is saying here on the internet, the ones that are super hating on Africans, they're in their 50s, 60s, even 70-year-old. Did you see the video of the old lady, from Chaotic, the ones attacking me? Did you see that?
I said, these people, right? I said, when I start seeing them, I said, even when they will hate you. Even when you stand with a white guy, they will also hate you. They'll be jealous that white guy is talking to you. You understand me? They'll be jealous that white guy is asking you where you from, how you doing. The people started playing pool, playing pool game. Even the white chicks that are some of these white American chicks, we kind of, they want to know much about you. They will kind of like come close to you and everything. We do things together. You understand me? We roll. You understand? And I bet you, I don't want to go what they're doing. I was one dude was in the zone, man. Before you know Afro-Diamonds, what we Africans will forbid, this dude will put their mouth in. I swear to God, mouth was busy more than the other part of their body. The mouth. You understand me?
Afro-Diamonds.
Yeah,
Afro-Diamonds.
yeah. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you said something today. I just want to help to buttress you on it. You said you were talking that when they were controlling Liberia, things were okay, but now Liberia look primitive. That's why they never wanted an educated native president to come to get in power. But right now, the president we have now is an educated native president, Joseph Boakai.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's bringing a massive change in the country. That is really pissing them off. Yeah,
All right,
and
let's bring in
that's why I say that. That's why I say in order for them to get better is they need to stop envying the wicked. And if when pride always keeps you down. And
right.
if you want to rise up, two things involved. Either you go the good side or you go the bad side. Yes. So and pride, like in society, one of the things too is their pride is causing them to not want to learn. Yes. That's why I say they need to humble themselves to learn. There are a lot of Africans that are more educated and more civilized than most of them, but they don't want to humble themselves to learn. That's the problem with them. Yes. And I think we have another Black
Yeah.
American here now.
Yeah,
So
we
I
got
want to
Philip.
ask him now. Yeah, I
Hold
want
on.
to ask
We
him
got Philip.
what is it that
All
they
right.
want from us? Sir? Hello,
Yeah,
sir?
I'm here. What's going on, guys?
How you doing,
Yeah,
Philip?
I'm
man.
good. What's up, brother Alfredamus? How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, so I
Brother
have a question,
Ola,
please.
once again at his storytelling. Go ahead, Ola. How are you, brother?
No, this time around is me, sir. I
Yeah,
have a
man.
question.
Good day, Filippo.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
wondering. I know Ola from way
Philip.
back. Go ahead, brother. What's up?
Yeah, the question is, what is it that FBA want from Africans that they are always crying victim on Africans? What is it they want from Africans?
Well, first of all, I'm not a FBA advocate. I actually am not a fan of the group. Um, so it would be unfair for me to say exactly what they want. I could give you my impression of it, but
Okay.
I'm not, just for the record, I am not an advocate nor a supporter of the FBA movement. I
Oh,
don't
totally
agree.
understand. Totally understand. I
Okay.
understand. It's okay, sir. It's okay. I
So
understand.
with that caveat, what I think they're articulating is an effort to try to they call it delineate, I call it separate.
Yeah, but according to them, Africans stay away from them, let them do their thing, and they are mad at that. Africans stay away from them.
But see, this is the first thing. You know what, Alfredamus? I went to school with several Africans, one of which all of us know. I went to school with the comedian Godfrey, the Nigerian American.
Yeah.
His sister was in my grade. I grew up with them.
Okay, you're from Nebraska or Chicago?
I'm from Chicago.
Chicago. Oh, yeah, he was in Chicago. Okay.
Yes, I know his parents, the whole thing. His sister was in my grade. So the point is, I always had exposure to Africans. And to this day, some of my best friends are Africans. I never had any issues with Africans. What I was going to say is, look, we got to remember something. There are 40 million Black Americans in this country. 40 million. Now, of that 40 million, the diversity of opinions is vast. And one of the questions that I want Africans to ask themselves is, what class? Because, we have class in this country too. What class of Black Americans are they dealing with? And ask yourself, if you were dealing with that same class level in your own country, what would you expect to hear?
Yeah, but Philip,
yes.
To be fair, right?
To be fair,
this is the majority and they are the loudest as well, right? They're the majority.
No.
That's just a fact. Yeah.
No.
Look, I don't only see this on the internet. I'm talking, I mean, you know, like I've lived here, you know, majority of the time.
Yeah.
I've lived here longer than I've lived in Africa.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, yeah, you're right. It's not all. Or somebody get a mute. It's not all, but it's majority. You know, it's majority. It's just
Most
a
people,
fact. Because the people you
Okay.
speak of, where are they? We don't see them. Where are they at?
They're working.
Okay,
look.
that's what I'm saying. So therefore, when you look at it, I mean, we're dealing with people, you know, in all different stratas. Even the comedians, even the movies, they make fun of Africans. Everything about Africa coming from black is negative. Africans are painted in a negative light. That's just a fact. Even Godfrey, you can tell that he, you know, like he had to pander to black Americans. You know, yeah,
he was very proud of it. He's very proud of his Nigerian heritage.
No. Godfrey, you know, takes dumps on Africans. There was a time Nigerians, you know, he was lying on Africa. Because we call him out. Even here on my show, I did a show here. You know, some of the things he said, which were complete lie. They're like FBA lies he's repeating. He, you know, you can tell that he was bullied to a point he was afraid to accept being African.
I would not agree with that. I think that every person goes through a process of growth, and that the opinions you had 10 years ago you would not articulate now, and the opinions that you had 20 years ago.
Is Godfrey is a sellout. All I can tell you, Ola, you remember?
He's a sellout. Define sellout.
Hold on, Ola, didn't I do a show here about Godfrey taking a dump on Africans like Nigeria?
Yes.
Ola, you agree with that?
Yeah. Godfrey was attacking Africans, using Africans as a joking point, right? And when he started getting older right now, I think the FBA started telling him, "You ain't no one of us. You're an African.
You're a tether. Yeah,
you're a tether." He now realized. Then what you see, Godfrey have one kind of mentality. See what happened to Godfrey is this: when Godfrey started seeing the stand-up comedians in Nigerians, they are ballers. You understand me? He started seeing things are not what he thought in his mind, because he have never been to Africa for years, and a possibility was even born. Then when he starts seeing video too, people started to look. Started comedian in Nigeria is a hell of big money. These guys are pulling GM Mercedes Benz. Some of them have all kind of G-Wagon, beautiful houses and everything. They start saying that he wanted to try the Nigerian market, but his rhythms are not. The Nigerians are not going to laugh towards. You know, you're going to say, "Oh, my dad say, how you doing today?" You know, like what is selling to the white people.
Yeah, the fake accent.
Black Americans, yes. Black Americans will tell you they are standing comedy in Europe. What I've seen is they're coming to Europe to crash with, to project a very negative image to the white Europeans about Africans. They say Africans, I was in the plane, then the pilot was, the pilot was speaking, then this African dude with dashiki started having body odor. Man, hello. Who are you? Are you no human being? Everybody's smell depends how you want to smell. I just look at you speaking like this. Look at you. You understand me? And when you look at the guy, because you wear Timberland, you put your baseball cap backward. You wear long T-shirt. Then what you said the white people are doing to you in America, but you come to Europe, you use Africa as the one to tease, to roast to the white people. And the white people, ha 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 ha. Our world just started commenting, like, wow, this guy, they don't see themselves as anything to do related to Africans. So we Africans have to start seeing themselves. I'm talking about continental Africa where I'm staying now. We have to start seeing them like that. These are a bunch of foreigners. We don't know who they are. Then we have to go deep to know their history. Who are they? What would they use them before in Africa? You talk about the Congo guy, Patricia, whatever his
Patrice
name.
Lumumba.
Okay, talk about Kuruma. Before even that, what are they, do? And if you check about the way they will come towards you, they want to know much about you. You can see the way they come into, even they ask you, in Africa, do you have lion? These are just a bunch of nonsense. And the funniest part, if you look at their ages, the way they will ask these questions, to us as Africans, these are like 5 years old boys, children type of question, 4 years old. Daddy, have you ever seen a lion in the jungle? That's no. Really, Daddy? No. The second of question, 5 years old boy children. So if you look at that woman that Dr. Umar was speaking to, she want to come out to be smart, but she talk like someone that the brain is under her feet. You understand me? She goes, oh, these Africans doesn't want us. These Africans, sorry. Africa doesn't want to do with you. Go on with your life.
I come in.
Brother Ola.
Sorry.
Hold on.
1 minute, please.
Let
1
me
minute, please.
respond to what Ola
I'm coming
just
at
said.
that time. Hold on.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please. Huh?
Yeah, I wanted to respond to what Ola was
So
saying.
let me land.
Oh, I didn't know
I
you
just want to give 1 minute.
Africans are not coming to your restaurants,
Hold on,
right?
Credo.
Look, Africans are not coming to your restaurants. Africans are not coming to your churches. Africans are not coming to your business to ask for job. Africans are not doing. But how is it that you just wake up this FBA, Tariq Rashid, and their and it's Scott groups? They just wake up every time on internet. They're also in the. Ina went to TikTok now because he saw his YouTube and not booming more. He now carry his own. Then having people to call in. These are his people who say, "Yeah, let me hear this."
And Ola, the crazy thing is they want us to pretend like we're not hearing these things. That's what's crazy about the whole thing. You have seen how many of these people you've seen saying they are Pan-African, and when Tariq came up with, he's saying all these hateful. They said FBA, now they call themselves FBA. They're using it's like, so you are saying, for example, it's like saying, okay, you know what? I'm a Nazi, but I don't go by, Hitler's ideology. That's dumb. That's
even
just dumb.
We're going over like 3 or 4 different topics. I wish we could kind of narrow.
What we're talking about that they change like Camelo, Filippo. Look, it's not about, you cannot hold this FBO Black Americans in one thing like this. They come in different form, right? They come at first as Pan-Africanism, like those ones now that buy land in Ghana, building the houses for themselves or whatever it is. These were going to be like some part of Ghana called Asebo will be like part of Liberia. One day they will shout and lie that Ghanaians are attacking them. They want American embassy to come and protect them, and I bet you Ghana will hold their hand one day and bite their finger, because you bring in people who pretend they're like you, they love you, they want to be like you. They come as Pan-Africanism, but behind the scene they're not Hebrew Israel now, promoting what called different type of God.
That's a whole other thing. The
God is coming from. They have to hold them and make sure they understand. If you make we'll show you who we are. You understand me? That's just the truth, because don't trust any of them and say, I love you, brother, we are one. B1, B2, I'm pan black, whatever they want to call them. Filippo, what we're talking now, they just start now. That is speaking to you, I already saw this inside 90s already. But because I didn't know how to describe them, I was a little bit confused. You see people, they look at you, you want to give them a handshake, they turn their hand against you. But the moment a white person come to you, I say, how you doing, man? Where you from? You start explaining to the person where you from. That person because white people have culture. They want to know much about your culture. You started talking to the person. The ones that reject that handshake will be the one running, walking around you, looking at you, gazing, looking at you like something's going on. Like, whoa, bro, what's the problem, man? Chill.
Hold on. Let's try to deal with one. I'm going to try to go through all the different things. You guys said a lot. And so I'm going to try to go through the different things really quickly that you talked about, so that we can have something clear and that we all can walk away with, some information. Let's start from the point of Black Americans as a general. If they're just reliant on what they learn in school, do not learn very much about Africa or the individual countries. They don't. And that's intentional. They're not taught very much about Africa. And I'm going to venture to say that in many of the African countries, they are not taught very much about Black America. And that would make sense. It's not really relevant. And also it's a different part of the same story. Okay? So when you're talking to someone who
but Africans don't have a negative idea about Black Americans, because see, here's the thing, like not even white, they're not gonna teach that.
You have some.
We only learn, we learn what is relevant to us, right? But Africans don't have a negative idea about Black Americans. That's just a fact.
Well, hold on, Afrodamus. The Africans are part of the media landscape of the world. And in that media landscape of the world, the images that come out of America, of Black America, for a period of time when there was no internet, which was Ebony magazine and the various things, it was a very flattering picture. And you can go back and talk to the older Africans, and it was a very positive thing.
Yes, it was positive, but when Africans come here and come in contact with, Black Americans, it's a different ball game.
Yeah, well, let me go. You do have negative connotations of Black Americans because of the movies and the music and music videos. And those images and films, for the most part, are not created by Black Americans.
Yeah, but those are presented as cool.
They appeal.
No, because Philip, you understand the message, what it is, right? But because you understand the culture, you know about that being negative. But what is presented, how that is received, Blacks are seen as cool. That's what I'm telling you.
What I'm
there in
getting
Africa
is that whites own the movie companies and they own the music companies that present these images. It is not something that is controlled and, most importantly, curated by Black Americans. The images are created and they go out and they're dispersed through a vehicle that is not Black America. And some of those images, I guarantee you, if Black Americans could curate it, they would not project some of these things. I can guarantee you that they would. But let's go back to some of the other stuff that you guys.
I want to ask a question, man.
Hold on, Kedo, let him finish.
I wanted to try to deal with, because you guys raised a whole bunch of different things that were unrelated, and to just kind of take them on one by one. In the case of Godfrey,
mute.
In the case of Godfrey, as I understand it, his family is Igbo, and that they left as part of the Biafra situation, and that because of that, they did not go back to Nigeria consistently for a while because of the concerns. In that context, he was one of the first Black Africans that articulated anything about African or Nigeria in Hollywood. He was one of the first. And when you're the first and you're presenting something that has no context, remember, these are not.
Yeah, but Micah Blackson. Hold on, don't forget Micah Blackson. Micah Blackson is very well known there. Yeah, but what I'm saying is Micah Blackson built his own on his own, right?
But he came later. You don't get Michael Blackson without Godfrey and some of the others.
No, Michael Blackson. He came later. Hold on, Michael Blackson has been around for a while. Like Michael Blackson,
he has.
He's been. Hold on. He's been Michael Blackson has been, he came from the same area with what's his name, short little guy, Kevin Hart. That's his homie from Philly.
In Philadelphia, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Blackson. In fact, I think Michael Blackson came before Godfrey, because Michael Blackson, man, I've been seeing him around for a while.
Godfrey
in all those BET comedy show, stand up, even before that. Like I've been seeing him around.
Okay, I don't want to, because I'm not an expert on the timeline of when Michael Blackson came on the
exactly
scene.
FBA Young Lion, yeah, from Comic View.
Okay, he was on Comic View.
Yes.
Godfrey was with Bernie Mac and some of the other big Chicago comedians at that time. So but here's the point I'm trying to make about this. That I want you those that are African from Africa to remember. There was no context of Africa in the social media space. You're starting with basically people with infant minds. Most of the things that were articulated about Africa were ignorant and very stupid early, because people knew nothing about it, knew nothing about the countries, knew nothing about the history. And so, and I would argue that was both whites and blacks. And so some of the stuff that Godfrey has done is to set up the context. Now, does that mean that he hasn't made mistakes? He has, but he will tell you he started in show business when he was a teenager.
I mean, I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But we are talking about.
Don't be so harsh on this,
hold on. I'm not talking about back in those days. This is literally, he was being interviewed by Vlad TV. This is very, very recent times.
He hasn't been with Vlad in years. They had a
but what I'm saying, in recent times, like this guy. Oh, sorry. Can you mute it? You're echoing.
Oh, me?
Yes. He made, this is no longer comedy. He was being interviewed. This is why people came down on him. Like the guy literally, like just nobody's saying don't continue to big up, Black America. That's fine. You can do that. But you don't have to, dump on Africans, especially fabricating lies. Look at Michael Blackson. He does his thing. Michael Blackson, does the funny skit, about, even being African with the accent. Everybody loves it. We enjoy it. He's not there like being interviewed and dumping on African. Godfrey, clearly, even he got called out by Nigerians online because he was lying on not only Nigeria, he's using Africa as a whole, down in Africa. So he got called out about
it. But you guys don't think that he isn't proud to be African, and he isn't.
I couldn't tell.
He has a wonderful show he's doing now with the former.
Yeah, he's changing it now.
People grow. I'm not gonna. You guys have a right to have your opinion. I just think you're being a little harsh. I think that
look, the guy's corny. We heard him loud and clear, and he was doing the pandering mode. I mean, he was dumping on Africans until the FBA radicals started calling him out, saying he's a tether, and he, like Kidola said, he started finding out that no, truly, like Nigerian comedy, people are there, they're making money, like the comedians there, it's big. So now he want a piece of that, but
hold on, that Eddie Murphy got a ton of criticism for various movies he's done that looked like he was pandering and cooning at different points. Look, I'm just saying, I know him personally. He's a great guy. And I've known him for a long time, as well as his sister. And I'm trying to tell you guys that at the end of the day, there are Black Americans that know and get along with Africans and have gotten along with them for a
Of
long
course.
time. And
Of
all
course.
I'm saying on that is, look, we talked about this when we were talking about Jamaica, that there's an opportunity in your native Gambia to produce construction materials and actually be a help to actually make some money and serve Jamaica. There are a million
Well,
opportunities.
that's a you know, a long distance, you know.
No, but what I'm getting at,
Jamaica, if you look at it, Ghana right now, Ghana have relationship with Jamaica,
they
and
do.
they, you know, they helping out. They're helping them out in the hurricane. They reached out, you know. I mean, that's
But
cool, but
this
that's
is
not
the
what
point
we're
I'm trying to
talking
make.
about.
This is the point I'm trying to make.
Look,
Is that
the thing is,
there
you
is
know,
a,
Philip, the
yes, sir.
difference is, right? I mean, if you can mute it, the difference is us as African people, when we see our coons, we call them out. We call them out. We let them know what they are doing is BS. We don't take them in, you know. And when people call them out, we don't come out and try to say defend them or be like, no, not all. But we're not seeing that with, you know, the FBA. In fact, people who you know, went all the way to Africa, they are currently in Africa, like we have O'Shea and others, right? They went as Pan-Africans. So FBA came around out of the blue. Now they said they are FBA. And we are seeing that FBA is an anti-African hate group. So to us, these people are just cowards who hate Africans. They hide behind Pan-Africanism. So now here's a group that popped up. Every day, these people, their whole stake is to say they hate Africans. So what kind of message are they sending? What we are getting from that vibe is, okay, they're letting us know they are truly African haters, but they are just cowards, you know, or chameleons to come out and say it. That's just what it is. We're gonna call a spade a spade.
Well, let me say this. Number one, I'm not a part of that group. I don't support it.
Well, I
But
get that.
but here's the issue, at least on the Black American side. Black Americans, as a general principle, are not accountable to one another. They're accountable to whites.
Yeah. So therefore, that's what I've been saying here all along.
That's a structural problem.
Yeah, but that's what I've been saying. Why should Africans take a risk on a group of people who are not accountable to each other? That's the thing. That's not healthy for Africans.
But hold on. Here is the issue. The issue is that, like every group of diaspora, and let me just give an analogy so that it's clear what I'm talking about. People from Taiwan, people from Hong Kong, people from Macau, they don't really dig the mainland Chinese. They're not. But let me make my analogy.
Philip, I get what you're saying, right? Once
Wait,
you
I didn't even make my point.
Hold on. The point you said, Black Americans are not accountable to each other. They're accountable to the white man. That just rested the case. So
no, it doesn't.
Hold on. Us as a people, we cannot take a risk on a group of people who are not accountable to each other. That's dangerous for us.
Let me try to articulate where I was going. That's why I was like, don't cut me off for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Because there's a principle I'm trying to make that answers the point that you're trying to make.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good, brother. We're having a conversation. The point is, when it came to getting the bag, the Chinese that were in America, the Chinese that were in the UK, they were still willing to go back to Hong Kong, go back to Taiwan, even to go back to mainland China to get the bag. Because whatever else they are, to the outside world, they are all Chinese. People are not distinguishing when they are not Asian. This one's Taiwanese, this one's from Hong Kong, this one's from mainland. Well, the same thing is also true with Black America versus West African versus Caribbean versus Afro-Latino. Meaning this, when I come up here, every time I'm like, let's focus on infrastructure to get the bag, not these fracture points that the Europeans take advantage of that keep us divided. There is not one group of diaspora that is empowered without its home base being its continent being empowered. There's not one Chinese that was strengthened by mainland China being weak. And the same is true for Black America. And here's a perfect example. Real estate in the United States.
Afro-Damus, this is taking too long. Huh? This is taking too long. Seriously.
Okay, I'm going to end and then you guys can respond. I'm landing. But I'm trying to make a point to Afro-Damus that we can get on the page.
I have a question. I have a question for you, but I really want you to answer. But this thing you are talking on it for long, I just want to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead and ask the question. I'll land my thing. Go ahead.
All right. So a black person that have a different identity uniting with an African, what is it you think that they will unite under for them to be the same people? Like, how do you? What is it are they uniting under? I want to know.
Yeah, he's
What is
saying,
the
what are we
main
uniting on?
Yeah, yeah. What are we uniting for? Because I'm coming, sir. I'm coming.
Okay,
Because
let me answer the point.
Because are coming because those people, because Black Americans have another identity. When I say another identity, their names,
Philip, can you
their
mute?
Sorry.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Because their names, you know, they have their master name and master culture. Everything they fully attach it to themselves. And when you even tell them to go and do DNA test to take their African identity back, they don't want to do it, but they want to unite with African under the umbrella of Pan-Africanism. I want to know what sense of Pan-Africanism is that? A black person with another identity uniting with an African. They have an African identity. What kind of Pan-Africanism is that?
Well, I would argue that's nonsense, and that it's not a serious person who's investing in Africa, probably. That the people that I know that have opened up businesses, bought property in various African countries, they take the serious steps to do it, meaning that in some cases they did the DNA test, sometimes they do the African ancestry.
But Philip, you are hearing a bunch of Black Americans, people who are letting you know they are not Africans, they are anything but African, and they attach themselves to a hate group that is constantly disparaging Africans. You've heard that lady right there gyrating, breaking her neck.
And then they will say they are Pan-Africanists at the same time.
Right.
I've heard
so they are saying they are not Africans, right? So don't you think it would be dumb of Africans to not listen to what these people are saying?
I would say that people that are in the margins of Black America, and I'm talking about freaking serious people, lawyers, doctors, accountants, professional people.
Yeah, but that profession only applies here in the US. In Africa, it don't count. We already have our own.
Hold on. I'm just trying to make a point. What I'm saying is serious people don't take these people that are pretendians and FBA. They don't take those people seriously. They're about money and progress. They're not. So if you're in
Africa, but that's what we are doing too. We're not taking them serious. We're cutting them out completely.
Fine. And what I was trying to say is, here's the larger vision. And I was trying to use the Chinese as an example, analogous to Africans of the various countries, but specifically West Africa. I started to go down the path of real estate. Real estate in the United States is driven by white demand, not by any other group demand. And so
these days you got Indians, you got Africans, and trust me, it's not only white.
It's a majority white country.
Yes.
If whites want a certain point of real estate, it drives the value up. If blacks want a certain piece of real estate, it does not do anything but lower the value.
Yeah,
If it
but
goes
Louis,
over,
Philip, let me ask you
hold
this.
on. Wait. I'm trying to make a point. You
Okay.
keep making this point about why should Africans work with Black Americans, and I'm trying to articulate this to you because
Yeah. So because I
I'm
asked
trying
that
to make
question
the point.
because
Can I make my
yeah.
Hold on,
point?
I
Keto,
know,
let
I
him
know, I
finish.
know.
Hold
Yeah,
on, let him
yeah,
finish.
I know.
Let me make my point, and then you guys can respond.
Yeah, Keto, let him finish.
Here's the point: is that even if these African countries finally get around to mass producing finished goods, you need a market and a wholesale to get those goods to market, and it's not going to be Europeans, and it's not going to be Asians.
No. Philip, I beg to differ. I can assure you, African products, even today, they get sold. I even have bought stuff from stores where they're from Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, whatsoever.
Of course,
unfortunately, Black America is not our market.
Listen to what I'm trying to articulate to you. All over the world, Chinatowns, little Indias, all over the world are wholesale depots for finished goods coming out of mainland China, Taiwan, Macau, Hong Kong. That is their depot spot, their first one. Then they move into the larger economy.
I know, but Philip,
wait.
You know, we already hold on, Philip. We already have our stores here. You know, we have where we bring our products from back home. Right?
Yes, you do.
We already hold on. We already have our market, right? But Black Americans are not our consumers. It's Africans, other Africans.
Yes, and I was trying to get there for you, Alfredamus. Just let me finish a thought. That look, the issue of scaling, we don't have on the continent nor in any of the diaspora multinational banks that are fully Black owned that can move the needle globally. It doesn't exist. And the reason why it doesn't exist is because we're broken to these faction groups that we can't scale. And it's ridiculous. We don't look. Part of the issue when you come into the Black American market is that most Black Americans, if they are honest with themselves, are the sons and daughters of former slaves. And the food that they eat is European food that they have adapted. That's what it is. So who feeds us? White people feed us, not Africans. Right. But I have said, and I know I've come on this channel before to say, it would be really great if we could have fusion restaurants both in African resorts and in the United States. I know there are a couple in New York now, which is great, where the Black American diet and the African diet of the various countries is brought closer together so that we eat the same things. If we eat the same things, then we can do a grocery market. Then we can do a supply chain. Then we can do a multinational franchise of stores, both in Africa and in the diaspora, that is a multi-billion-dollar business. But if we remain as these siloed groups, none of that's going to happen.
No, Philip, I beg to differ. Already, there are what you're saying. Africans are already doing that here. You know, we're already doing chain grocery stores, which started as little. The different African groups. We are already doing this. We have our own restaurants already. This is all in existence. Just look them up. So and the truth of the matter is, the market, as far as I see, the target is not Black American. The people that solicit these businesses that eat our foods. Hold on, it's white people other Africans, Asians. So, the African market is adapting to it because, like the Black American, it would be nice to come for them to come, but if they don't come, it makes no difference.
Afrodamus, we had this conversation in a different way several different times. I'm going to try to be as clear as possible. What you're saying is true. It's too small. Black Americans have a lot of
No,
money.
it's not too small. I get that, but what I'm saying,
small.
but Philip, I'm saying Africans are willing to forfeit the Black American money not to come to their grocery
Well,
stores.
of course, and this has been the issue. We are the only group in the world, in the globe, that doesn't work with its own
No,
group.
we see what's happening at Walmart, at the white places. Africans want to stay away from that. We got something good happening. Africans don't want to be in your way.
Here's the point of where the scaling hurts us. If right now, like what just happened in Nigeria, where Trump said, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to set it straight of protecting the Christians, quote unquote. Nigeria does not produce, nor is it targeting the kinds of weapons it needs to protect itself. It doesn't. They do make guns, but
Nigeria actually produces their own tanks and all that. They are number 38 in military power in the world.
Let me make my point. My point is on a scale. If I'm comparing Nigeria to China, they both are civilization states. The difference between China and Nigeria is that Nigeria, for whatever its reason, doesn't reach out to all of the different Nigerians that are around the world. Let me give you an example. The Chinese right now are in all the Latin American countries talking to the native people and showing them, and you can Google this, and showing them their history that is linked to China. And as they're doing that, they're getting government contracts from the people in these various Latin American countries on basically the Chinese that cross the Bering Strait. That's how long they're going. Now, think if Nigeria did that. If they went to their various groups, they're all around the world. But instead of doing that, they're like, we're good on our own, except that you can't scale. And that's why China is a world power and Nigeria is not. It's not even a regional power. It's about money and scaling and power.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
that.
But what you're saying, Philip.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm coming.
Philip,
Wait,
if you look at it, right?
I want
Philip,
to say something shortly, please.
Hold on.
We are talking on this thing for long now. Yeah, hold
on, Kedo. Philip, I get what you're saying, right? But like, it's not realistic. Everything you're saying. Hold on. These things, what you're saying, the businesses, they already exist.
They're too small, Afrodamus.
Again, but that's what I'm saying. What you're thinking, the scaling is happening.
It's slow as listen.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, right? You cannot, if you have to supply, it's about demand and supply. So the African groceries stores are not for Black Americans. They don't solicit that. And you can't force them to. That's just what it is.
I think. Listen, and I'm basing this.
They know about it. They see it. It's not like they don't see it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But here's the difference. There are people that do this for real, and then there are people that talk. I actually did this for real. So, but hold on. When I was working in Asia when I first came out of graduate school. And at that time, because I was doing work in Vietnam, that they were making tennis shoes, they were making cell phones and other low-skill electronics. Now, 20 some years later, they make electric cars.
Yeah, but
little.
African, some of the nations are working their way to that. So, but what you're saying
wait.
is right.
What I'm trying to say, this guy in the comments was like, "Oh, it's fantasy."
We are
It's just that
basically,
you,
yeah,
But
yeah, basically, yeah, come,
Philip.
there are
you
people that
guys are
do this, and
basically
there are
just
people
talking
that
about.
Hold on, Kato. Philip, I think you're prolonging it. Clearly, I don't think you are listening to your own people, what they are saying. I don't think you're paying attention to what they are saying. What you are saying and what they are saying is the opposite. There's nothing they and Africans can work on. They just got to go their way. Africans continue to do their own thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Those who hold on,
that donate money. They're not serious people. These are not people that build anything.
Okay, hold on, Philip. Let me finish. The thing is, you've said it. Like, blacks are not, they're accountable to their white masters, right? Then they don't have their own formation of their own thing going on. What you're saying, Africans are already doing this here in America, in Europe, and other places. Okay, we're okay with that. We're saying Africans would rather different African groups. For example, if you in Minnesota, right? The Somalis, the Somalis
just voted against their own candidate.
Right.
You saw that, right? They voted for the white guy.
Right. I saw that, but they're
not a good example.
Right. No, you're talking business. Right? You're talking business.
I'm talking money, bro. That the only time I come up here is to talk about money.
I know. You're talking money. Now, okay. These money-making places, I'm telling you, they've been around. And I've seen where these businesses, they start as small to now becoming grocery stores. Just like the Asians, they have their own grocery stores. So different African groups have this too. For example, like if you go to like Gambian grocery store, you would see people from Liberia, Sierra Leone, or other African countries shop there, or like a Liberian store. We can buy each other's food, which is what we're doing already. So the chain is growing. But if you look at it, a black person from here, like these stores, their target is not Black American. Do you understand that? The target is not Black American. The restaurants, sure, black person can go there, but again, I've gone to some of these restaurants. It's Africans that come there, white people, Asians, and even Hispanics. I've seen these are the people that go to these places. So when it comes to this, the Africans are making money with each other. They don't really, it'd be nice if they can expand it, but Black Americans are not their target. Does that make sense? They are not the target.
We've talked about this.
They are not the targeted. They are not the targeted demographic.
And what I'm trying to say is, when we talked about the Gambia last time, and you were telling me about a port deal that they cut, I forget with what country, and the deal that the Gambians got, I think, was 30% of the production in that port. And
I think so. I think it's higher than that.
We looked it up, but
but Philip,
let me make my point.
Philip, still, we're just gonna go round and round.
We aren't,
because the thing is, there's no such group called Black America that have power to broker this type.
Oh, that's not true at all.
It doesn't exist.
$1 economy. That's not true.
Well, $1 trillion is just spending. You have to go.
No, they're asset holders. But
you guys do not have
venture capital companies.
You don't have. Hold on. You do not have like organized economy. You don't have power. Hold on. You don't have power over the other blacks. They work for white companies. You cannot tell them what they can do with their money. That's my point.
But this is the thing. This is where I've been trying to go, and I'm going to land here. Going back to the Gambia, when we had this conversation before, I said you got to get 51%. If you get 51%, then the portion that the Gambian government owns, then we can roll it up into.
But when you say we, who's we?
It would be the Gambians. But
okay,
if you
but what I'm saying, the Gambia cannot make no deal with a group to say Black America. You guys do not have your own country.
That's not what would be coming in there.
No, but do you see what I'm saying is, hold on. The truth of the matter is, you guys do not have your own entity. You cannot do business like that with people who don't have their own entity.
We do.
You guys are individuals. Hold on. You guys
have you ever heard of Ariel Capital?
Hold on. You guys are
Black venture capital firm.
Hold on. You guys are just individuals, right? You are because you said it. You guys are accountable to the white man. So we cannot do deals with you because you're accountable to somebody else, not to yourselves.
No, listen, when we talked about this before, and I've been trying to make this point so that you can see the money here. When you have a free trade, when you have a free trade zone, and you open up a joint venture, so what happens is that part of it is American money that's coming in, and it's in a joint venture.
Ghana already tried and it failed. We saw
Nigeria has it. Ghana has it.
No, Ghana did the year of return. All we saw is people complaining and crying.
The year of return helped them tremendously.
All we see is all we see is people begging for free land and stuff. No, Africans we no longer want to take that risk. We need real investors.
These are not the same people, Afrodamus.
This is for example, right? For example,
these are not people that come on begging missions to Africa are not the same people as people that make investments. They're not.
Okay, cool. I agree with you. When the real investors come, let me know.
No, real investors don't come if you don't have anything there to lure them to come.
Okay,
people don't invest in nothing.
All right. Well, okay, we already have Turkish, Chinese, Europeans. We don't have to lure them. They come. Okay, they see what we have.
They come with state support. That's a different thing. Okay, that's not individual investors.
All right. Whatever they are coming with, they are showing up either way. And they are getting things done, and that's what Africans need. That's all.
And all I'm trying to say to you is, we are the only ones holding us back. Africans are holding themselves back, and Black Americans are holding themselves
back. Oh no, we are moving forward. We're not holding ourselves back.
Oh my God, if we can go country for country. I just looked at a video today of a mine collapsing in Congo after they signed
mines collapse all the time, sir.
No, there were hundreds of people that just got killed, Afrodamus, because they don't have any regulations on these what they call artisanal miners, which are
but again,
that's ridiculous, bro.
That's fine, but what I'm saying is, right? Still, like you said, those people come with state sponsored. You guys do not have that. So
we have real investment companies. The problem is that
you guys, who are you accountable to?
We're accountable to the federal government that regulates our companies.
So why don't
like any other company?
But why then? Okay, why would we deal with you if we can just deal with the federal government?
I will tell you this, and I know it 100% to be true. If a Black American or a Black Jamaican could go online, invest in a fund in Gambia, Nigeria, Ghana, whatever, $100 of a joint fund, of a mutual fund of Gambian companies, Nigerian, they would freaking do it. And we would make a shit ton of money.
They
would do it.
In Gambia, right?
Yes.
In Gambia, one of the fund companies is actually the investor. The other partner is a Black American. He didn't come there as a group. He owns he came with someone. That's the whole point I make. People who are capitalists,
Yeah, we
they're
agree.
gonna
That's
hold
what I
on.
was saying.
Like he owns that. No, it's not like you're gonna show up and they're like, no, 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 you're Black America, you're gonna block it. But the fantasy to say as a group, no, 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 you guys don't have it like that. That's just a fact. Let's allow Cato.
Okay, and I'm going to step
Yeah, so
down.
no, no, no,
I'm
please, no,
working with
no, sir, 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 I
Africanus
have to
thing.
talk now.
Oh, thank
I
you.
know I have to talk now, sir. I have to talk now. Yeah, yeah. So, I was talking today, and one of the things I wanted to stress for is before people work together, they have to unite on a one understanding. And when you are uniting, you need to get to know, you gotta have a vision, right? Where do we want to see ourselves tomorrow? What kind of, in fact, secondly, let me say the first thing when you are uniting, before I even go to the second part is what kind of relationship do I want to have with these people? That when you're uniting with someone is the type of relationship. So I've asked these people several times, like what kind of relationship you want to have with Africans? Do you want to have do you want us to unite as one, as brothers and sisters? Is that the kind of relationship you want? Or you want us to unite as business partners? Or you want us to unite, like any other type of relationship? What kind of relationship? Most of the time, the relationship they call to me does not resemble brother and sister relationship. But when it comes to Africa and the relationship that they have with Africans that they prefer, which is not brother and sister relationship, when Africans treat them according to the relationship that they want, then they will start to cry and say that Africans are treating them like foreigners. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Yes, they will say Africans are treating them like foreigners. So that is not a way of forcing themselves to do it. That is what you decided. That is what you want. And it's like, there's this saying in my like in Liberia, I say like when you go to a house, even your family house, if you act a stranger in your family house, they will treat you like a stranger. Yes. So your family will try their best to want to accept you as a family. But if you have like a stranger, even it's a tradition in my tribe, like in my family. For me, if I go to my grandmother's house and I start to act a stranger there, my grandmother will get angry with me and say, "Why are you behaving like a stranger?" If I continue to do that, she will treat me like a stranger in the house. She will say that, "Oh, since the one he said he don't want to do certain things, do not give him this thing." My other cousins
Yeah,
will
I
say,
mean, yeah, it's
"Go
all
for
good. Thank you, though. Let's not deviate. Let's do our closing statements. We're over 2 hours, so I know Philip was talking about economics, but we gotta be
you guys took
realistic.
too long."
Yeah. Um,
So
Go
Yeah,
ahead, do your closing, Kato,
for
and
that,
then we
yeah,
also.
it's a nice show, eye opening. You keep on telling the story, man, so that a lot of people will know. Most continental Africans are slowly knowing. We cannot, we can just be casual friends, but not enemy. If
Right.
they can understand that, that would be perfect. Thank you for that one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kato.
yeah, so that will end with saying that the type of relationship that they want for us to have matters. Because based on the type of relationship that we want us to have, we can unite as that. And when we are uniting, we should have a vision of where we want to go. As long as we are uniting as a family together, like another thing too is, whenever people are uniting, there should be a kind of leadership among us, right? So, and once I noticed that some of them come around Africans are trying to show that like who should look up to who or who should submit to who. So I think I would like for you to do a show called Africans and the African diasporas, or the what I mean, right? I say African diasporas, right? But I'm not talking about the Africans that left the continent to go. I'm talking about those that came from the descendants of enslaved Africans who should demand for more respect, as in who have a higher position than who, and who should submit to who. Because I think that particular thing matters there. If we're uniting, we should get to have that discussion. That thing matters, because I always hear them talking
There's
about respect,
there's
respect.
none of that. None of that can happen, Kato. I'll tell you right now. Didn't you hear the lady, and didn't you hear the FBAs and all those people? They
I
think
think
that
Africa,
they think
I
you're
think
supposed to be inferior to them. So what you're saying, that's not gonna happen.
Let me tell you something else. And they are fool for thinking that, right? So like any African with a high self-esteem will just look at them as those so people with foolish pride. So that people with power can start to think that we don't have shit. Then you're not shit. Then you want to think something or somebody like that. They are just fools. So, but those that want to unite with us, we should try to get to understand something. If we are uniting as one, then it will not be about Black Americans and Africans who should submit to who. But if we are uniting as a separate group, then the
No,
question should come:
there is no such thing as that. What we should be trying to do, because they say if we can sell to white people and other groups, it would be much better. But thank you
if
very
we are
much.
uniting as a separate group, it should be who will
No,
submit to him. I
but
think they should submit
what are you uniting on?
to Africans. That's the whole issue there. What are we uniting on? Like, what relationship do they want to have with us?
Yeah, if it's about commerce, white people got more money, the Asians and others, you know, you find a way what you can sell to white people to make more money. But thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there we go. One last person. Oh, St. James, you gotta make it quick though, because we're at the end. St. James, welcome. You were gonna say something for the closing.
Yeah, I didn't know you were closing. I was rushing to get to the live, man, because I did enjoy it. And, shout out to Philip. Uh, yeah. So I'm very confused about the FBA, label. As I'm checking, some of the people that left the West, they went to Africa as a Black American or African American.
Pan Africans.
Pan African, and we are showing some of them labeling themselves now as FBA while on the continent. You see what I'm saying? That's the point I was trying to make to Philip. That some of them. Okay, I'm not gonna say they went to Africa as confused, but we are under the impression when they got to Africa, they got even more confused. You see what I'm saying? Now labeling themselves FBA, confusing Africans at the same time. So the thing is now, so how should we perceive them? It's weird. Like you said, we have the O'Shea's over there in Uganda, peddling Tariq Nasheed viewpoint. We got Phil over here in America, Paulie's channel, African whatever channel. I don't even know the name is nowadays. And they are full FBAs peddling Tariq viewpoints on the platforms. So Philip, you're gonna have to understand Africans, right? We are tired of this. We're gonna take our little L. We're gonna stay on our corner, and we're gonna do whatever we gotta do to stay relevant in America. That's it. We can't deal with people we change label every now and then. It's not gonna work for us. And I like what I hate him a little bit, but I'm like, okay, you know what? He was able to point out the hypocrisy from that lady that was on the video on.
Oh yeah, Dr. Umar called her.
Yeah, they seem to tell others they're not concerned about Africa, while Africans, while they are mad at Africans.
They stay talking about Africans because
right?
Somehow Africans are the only immigrant group that they see. So, and they try to position them, say, "Oh, if it was us that the reason that you came here." It's all lies. We follow the same immigration rules just like everybody else. So why are they the reason why we came here, but not the other people? This makes no sense.
Alfredamus, from 2023 till Donald Trump came to power, the number of people that was let into this country are more than the Africans right now.
Oh yeah.
2023. We are talking about 2 years ago. So why are you mad? And these people came without invitation. They bum rushed the borders and they got to the country. We went through the process, selections and everything, paid the money and got here, but we are still the most talked about and the most hated group of people here in America. Why?
Well, because they just like they shift their hate back to back, to different groups,
right?
And they stay saying, "Oh, we're an African oh, the Africans want to stay away from us. That means the Africans are not in your way. So it's just a matter of, the hate that's in them. And why do you want to, impose on a group of people that you have no power over to begin with?
Right. And after that, when someone stay away from you, I can guarantee you they would not know how to undermine you. The person that can undermine you will stay close to you.
Right.
So they can know you better, undermine you. So if through your own, your own thought, you said that Africans stay away from you.
But undermine them. How? From
that's the thing.
In
it's
what
like,
way? Why would an African come all the way here saying, "Oh yeah, I'm here to undermine the blacks"? Like that's dumb.
Right. Like
imagine even like St. James, like you have some African that even if it's not this, let's say they come from Africa, telling you how they're here to undermine the blacks. Like imagine that, like what you would even say to them. Like what the hell?
Right.
Like, yeah.
Bro, these people come from Africa. The first thing in their mind is to get a job, man. They're not worried about undermining somebody. They don't even have the power, the will to do it. They want to get a job and get a good, decent job and go get out of the way. You guys have been so at this time, if you don't know who your enemy is, man, you should reach out to Africa so we can help you, because we are not the enemy. Africans are not the enemy at all. I like what this guy said. He asked him, do you want to focus your energy on try to figure this thing out, or you want to focus your energy on something that doesn't even matter? And she can't respond.
Yeah, because she's just filled with hate.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you are saying that. These are the ones that give birth to these people that bother Africans. And it's a problem.
Yeah.
These single women in America, it's too many of them. They give birth to this kid. They don't even have no sense of responsibility whatsoever. And they're on YouTube battering people. Like, Africans are here to, are you serious now? Like, look at this cornball over there in Uganda, man. Look at go backwards to Africa. Look at these people. How do they add to Africans?
Exactly.
We feel sorry for these people. What do they add to Africans? Nothing.
Makes no sense.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank
you. All right, IAS, go ahead before we close out. Let me.
Yes, sir.
FBA, hold on. FBA Young Lions. Africans are treated like subordinates in Europe, Middle East, and Asia. We actually treat Africans with dignity in the USA. Sure. Thank you for the super chat. FBA Young Lion. That's great of you guys, to treat Africans well. But go ahead, IAS.
Yeah, the way I see things is like you can't do business with somebody who thinks they're better than you, because they're not gonna respect you. That's the thing. Just like what Philip was saying, I go with him 100%. It's like if you hear what Philip was saying, he's insinuating that we need to do business with Black America in order for us to get big. You know what I mean? That's why they always bring that.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. They don't even have that kind of business. They don't have that kind of $2 trillion that they keep posting about.
I mean, how can a group of people who next minute they're gonna start saying, "Oh, we need to boycott these people." Look at they did the thing. We gotta boycott African hair places. Like that. Imagine if they are the main target for African restaurants and grocery stores. The type of hate they have, they're gonna, let's boycott this. No. Let them boycott Target and Walmart, those places. African stores will remain African stores.
Yes, and that's another thing too. They live in their feelings, man. Because one day they might just wake up and say, "Okay, let's boycott." Because that boycott make no sense. Because it's like when they ask them, "What did the Africans do?" It's like Africans didn't do nothing. They're just like, "Okay, they need to give us respect." Because they want Africans to come out here and bow down to them for doing nothing. It's like just because they saw something on the news and they think all of Africa is like that. And that's all. Like when go black to Africa and people like O'Shea goes to Africa, they see like they can't get into the middle class or the upper class of the African society. Then they start hating and start making videos about Africans and start talking all crazy stuff going all over the place.
Exactly. You see the videos and you see the type of people they associate with. They always go with the underclass and stuff. they
Yeah.
cannot operate in the upper class. So, I don't get that.
Yeah, and that's what go black to Africa. That's his problem right there because he see himself. He went to Ghana, Uganda. He went to all the places in Africa. You see that he can't break into that because when he goes over there, then reality kind of wake him up. Then he got humble. When they also get humble, that's when the hate start coming out. That's what O'Shea is doing right now in Uganda. He got humble in Uganda. He got humble when he goes to Kenya. So now all of a sudden he start hating and start making all kind of hate videos on TikTok. I mean on YouTube and talking trash about Africans. You can't do
Exactly.
business with people like that. They always
Yeah.
look at like what Philip was saying earlier. He's talking about the Congo, how these things. Those things mining because we have all over the world. We see news of mining collapsing all over the world. But they always look at the bad things in Africa and talk about that and talk
Oh
as if
yeah,
they
because
have
it's
as
like
if they have the answers. Yeah, they talk as if they have the answers for Africa problems. If Africa is going to develop, it's going to be us out of us because we know the place we don't want to bear the burdens. We don't want to bear the burdens of developing it. It's not gonna be them because the thing is they hate Africa as number one. You know what I mean? So that's the thing.
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
stop right.
fact. They're showing it. They're showing it every
Yeah,
day. And if
exactly.
someone shows you something, believe them.
Yep.
Thank you, IA.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Different, conversations, but that's how we do over here at the Afrodamus Report. Please feel free to leave your comments. Those of you that are coming to watch later, it's very clear. Like the FBA, they are driven by hate. The lady, she came in to express her hate for Africans, but she can't tell you what Africans did to them whatsoever. She even said Africans stay away from them. We don't know if that's what they are mad about, but Africans are not their problem, as you can see. But Africans pay attention when somebody keeps, drumming hate towards you. Take them seriously. So that brings us to the end of the show, and I will see you guys on the next one.
Lend thy ears to the Afredamus. Pay attention to the Afredamus. The true Soninke warrior. Natural is his intelligence. As a true professor. Solution to brainwash diseases. Sit back, relax, and hear the wisdom. Afredamus will heal your minds. Sit back, reflect, you'll find no objection. Afredamus will clear your doubts here. Always log on to the Afredamus. Lend thy ears to the Afredamus. Is the truth and no doubt the Soninke warrior.